Alright, we'll see if this ends up working or not. And while I'm waiting, I'm gonna actually add a window capture in a minute. So let's see, is it... Oh, it says it's doing something. So probably should turn that on. And, let's see. Should probably get the link to it. Now that I think about it, we'll post that on Twitter while I wait for anybody to potentially show up. I have no idea if anyone will, but we'll figure it out. Let's see. Let's copy this, and then after that, streaming for like an hour. And see, we got some people. Wicked and yo, what's up, Random Geek and Dr. Plague? What's going on? I'll probably be talking a little more in depth in a minute. I'm just kind of doing all that pre-stream nonsense you got to do, like posting it to things and all that. So how you guys doing? How also, can you hear the music? And am I too quiet over the music, or is the music like, is the volume fine? Basically, I gotta ask that stuff because it's, you know, that's how it goes. Okay, so we're good. I see Fox Harry Potter, the last sane man in the world, in the thumbnail. He is indeed there. I figured if I'm doing a stream, I gotta have him there, you know. So let's see. I have a cold. Oh, I'm sorry about that, man. That sucks. Actually, it's not fun at all. Display capture. Alright, you're gonna get to see my display, meaning the chat's probably gonna be showing up twice because I gotta, like, keep it in frame. Oh wow, notification, whoa. Rank best Roblox mods, please. He doesn't even know, I don't even think he knows I'm seeing this on the stream, but, I don't think I can because I don't think I've even played Roblox. Let's see, I'll open up the chat window again. Which, boy, is there a way to, like, have this and not have this? No, wow, that's interesting. Okay. Let's see if I can orient this a little better then. I don't know if this will work at all, but I'm gonna try it. It's like a really stupid way if it ends up working, but it's something. Alright. It'll kind of work. Alright, so we got that accomplished. I got some Sonic music playing in the background with the epic and cool Sonic music compilation. So, you know, very professional setup we got here. And, yeah, I don't think there's anything else I really need but this page. So I'll just leave it open anyways, because who cares. So yeah, I'm here to rank the Smash reveals and just kind of talk for a little bit, because why not? I'll have some stuff I want to mention, I guess, in a bit, when I guess I feel like it. But for the moment, it's just kind of a fun stream to goof around. And also, there's an ulterior motive to it too, which we'll talk about later. So, and I don't know if I'll do much past the reveals or not. I'll do whatever. Hello, JJR. What's going on? Glad you could join this stream. How you holding up? How you doing? I hope it's well, because so far it seems like at least one of the people isn't doing great. So yeah, the way it's gonna work, I'm gonna try to go in the general order that they were revealed. That starts with Smash 4, which I have no idea if anybody even was around to watch the Smash 4 reveals, but I was, so I'm gonna do them too, because why not? And I'll be responding to the chat as I go, but I guess in between rankings that'll have to be that, because unfortunately I've got a real cringe setup here, real professional. So I guess we'll just let's see. I'm doing pretty good. All right, well, I'm glad to hear it then, you know, because don't want any more colds in the stream chat. And I'm assuming Dr. Plague is hopefully not sick despite his name, but who knows? So anyways, I guess we'll start. I guess this is the rankings. I don't think I need to change them because it's like this. It's pretty fair. I don't think there's a single one I would put in like an F category anyways. They're all fine enough. So I guess it started, and if I put it on the timeline, that doesn't mean I've ranked it yet. I just need to move it up until we get so this list, get it so this list isn't so weird. So this, the Villager's reveal is weird, because it's like, he was in this, but this is actually technically the, like, reveal for Smash 4. It's just like, okay, well, how do I rank this? Do I rank this as, like, the reveal of a Smash game or Villager himself? Because if I'm ranking it as Villager, it's like, he gets, like, 10 seconds in it. You know? It's like, okay, well, it seems a little unfair with this one in particular. It's kind of like Inkling we're gonna have later, too, where it's like they sure didn't really get revealed in a traditional way, although I guess they got revealed in a slightly cooler way. So if I'm going via character only, I am gonna have to put this in the bottom tier. No offense to Villager, he's cool, but it's kind of a lame reveal. Although I guess, do personal feelings go in with this? I didn't even think about that. Probably should have thought about this. I'll open up the chat. I'm doing fine. I'm glad to hear that, Dr. Plague, because otherwise it'd be a little unfortunate. You know, I'm gonna put a little bit of my own character bias in here and put it up to C just because, like, why not? It makes it more fun. So, I like Villager. I think that normally he'd be like a B tier reveal, but his reveal itself was really lame. So, he gets bonus points, but that's it. And let's see, Mega Man was technically a second. So this one's really interesting because it's like, I feel like I have to put a high rank around probably A. But here's the thing. I'm not actually like a huge Mega Man guy. I think it's more just that like the reveal itself is really cool. I've played a couple of them. I played Mega Man 2. I played some of the Battle Network games, which I liked those. Those are probably my favorite. But that's kind of it. I've never really gelled with him much, like, as a character, but, like, as an addition to Smash, I guess I've always liked him. Like, I just think it was a really good choice. And considering he was revealed right at the end of the E3 announcement, I figure, like, I don't know. Or I think they did a pretty good job with it. So, I don't know. I think that worked out pretty well. Boy, I have no idea if some of these are going to be divisive or not. So, we'll just go. Wii Fit Trainer was the third reveal. She was revealed, if I remember correctly, at, like, E3, but specifically to, like, a crowd of people and not live. It was really strange. I know, probably controversial opinion, another A rank. And in fact, the way I'm doing this is to the left is a higher rank. And, I kind of like the Wii Fit Trainer's reveal a little better than Mega Man's. It just comes down to the fact that it's just way too ridiculous to not enjoy it. The trailer itself, when you first watch it, you just think it's a trailer for Wii Fit, which is already great enough. But there's just too much of, like, a comic factor to her reveal. And, fun facts, by the way, she was the first character I ever played as in Smash 4. There was this, like, event they had where you could go to Best Buy way before Smash 4 came out. And you could play the game early. And me and my friend MJ waited in line for 7 hours just so we could play the game. And I played as Wii Fit Trainer. That was the one I decided to choose of all the characters. Like, Little Mac and all that, I could have picked them. But no, I picked Wii Fit Trainer. So, you know, very cool choice. It was a fun time, by the way. We had a blast. It was just waiting in line for 7 hours. Maybe not my favorite memory in the world. That part of it specifically. But I don't know. It was definitely something. Also, you know what? Now that I think about it, I gotta make sure I, like, keep an eye on this to make sure it's still actually streaming. Just in case, because I don't think it's having a problem. And I don't exactly expect a whole lot of people to show up to this, considering how spur of the moment and the fact that it's 2:15 on a weekday. But, so, let's see, who is next? Rosalina, I think, was next. And she, what do I think of this reveal? This one's weird, because, like, I almost always forget she was even added in the game. I like Rosalina and all, but, like, her trailer, like, I remember the trailer. But it's like, I don't know. I didn't have much of a reaction to it at the time. I thought it was cool. It's like, yeah, this is a good Mario pick. But, like, I guess it didn't leave much of a lasting impression. So, like, realistically, I probably should put it in a lower rank. Because if I, like, part of what I'm ranking this as is the character. Part of it's how the trailer was. And part of it's, like, have I actually wanted to watch the trailer after the fact? Because, like, with some of these trailers, I've rewatched them way more times than I'd even like to admit. And then with other ones, it's like, I don't know, I freaking probably haven't watched it in like a couple of years, you know what I mean? Let's see. Remember Robot Reggie for the Best Buy trailer? He should have lasered a guy to ashes. Yeah, dude. That one and the Nintendo World Championships trailers they did were super good. Like, I freaking loved those. They were a blast. Wii Fit Trainer is such a random, out-of-nowhere choice to put in Smash, which makes it work perfectly. That's why I love it. Like, I like the big, crazy, like, additions where it's a major character. But, like, I also equally like the wild ones where, like, you just never expect it, with one single exception that you'll see later. And even then, it wasn't the character that was the problem. It was the time they announced. A weekday that also happens to be a Friday. That's true, but that also might not be good because most people actually have stuff to do. So, I don't know. So, let's see. The next character was Little Mac, I think, which... Oh, okay. OBS disconnected for a second. That's great. Hopefully it doesn't continue to do that. We'll find out. I wouldn't be surprised. Let's reload it and make sure. Okay. It's kind of working, at least. We'll see. So anyways, Little Mac, A rank, probably, because his trailer is just super solid at the time. Firstly, I wanted Little Mac in around the time they were announcing the characters. Just like, that was one of the picks I thought would be really fun. And his trailer just has such a fun energy to it. It starts off, and you wouldn't even know it's a Smash trailer until he hits the punching bag, and then it turns to the camera, and it's like, oh, shit, it's a sandbag, and he's in Smash, you know? And this is one of those trailers that when I think back on the Smash 4 lead-up trailers, it's like, this is probably the main one I think of. It doesn't mean it's my favorite reveal for Smash 4, but it is the main one I think of, because it was just a really, like, it's just a really fun trailer, so. I think A rank. Can I put it above Mega Man? I don't know. It's kind of like, Mega Man was kind of a big announcement, but I probably liked Little Mac more. So I might put Little Mac above Mega Man, but not above Wii Fit Trainer, because, like, this is a hard one to beat right now. So there was that one. And if I remember correctly, the next one is probably Greninja, if he's in here. I gotta find him. There he is, Greninja. Pokemon Rep. So, hot take. Pokemon Reps are really boring additions to Smash. That being said, Greninja was cool, and I give him a pass. So he gets to be our first B rank, but he's just barely in B rank. I thought his trailer was just really well animated, and at the time, it was kind of like, well, if you're going to pick a Pokemon from Gen 6, you really could not have picked a better choice than Greninja, because the other ones were, I don't know, they were just kind of like whatever. Who were the other ones in that one? We had, like, the Fox one, Fennekin, which, like, no, probably would not have been a good choice. And then Chespin. Do people like Chespin? I don't even know. So Greninja was probably a pretty cool choice. So I like him. So he gets a pass. Not every Pokemon character will necessarily get that. But let's see. Next one. Do they have the Mii Fighters? Was that an actual reveal in this? Oh no, I didn't even think about that. Cause I'm looking, I don't see them. It's just like, shoot. Cause like if I had the Mii Fighters, I was gonna put them at least in A rank and maybe even an S rank. Cause the trailer for them was so dumb. OBS is gonna be doing this, I guess. My Wi-Fi is so weird. I don't know why it disconnects and then reconnects every so-and-so time. Hello, Bomb X. I do not know how to pronounce your name, but what's going on? Glad to have you here. So, you view Pokemon Reps like most view Fire Emblem. Yes, actually, it's pretty similar. And the thing is, I grew up with Pokemon. In fact, I played the game he's from, but I just think they're kind of bland additions to the game, personally. Like, I like Pokemon and all, but, like... Okay, so, I haven't ranked all these, but let's take a character from here. Shulk, for example. So, Shulk's from Xenoblade Chronicles. You get attached to him as a character, as a person. He's like, you act... Oh boy, OBS again. I don't know how it is on your guys' end, but, OBS sure likes to disconnect a lot. It's very annoying. So, I'm gonna keep checking this every once in a while. I don't know why it is. I've got my computer plugged into freaking Ethernet. Okay. I have no idea how, like, give me a sec. Why is it doing this? Is it because I'm, like, doing something in streaming settings here? Give me a sec. I'm gonna, like, like hide the window. And see if perhaps it's something with like what I'm doing, the output or something. Here, let's I'm gonna lower the quality. I have no idea what that means. So quality, low latency, max performance. Pac-Man reps and Smash sucks. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a bit. Just give me a sec. I'm just trying to see if I can like help this a little bit. Because I don't know, my Wi-Fi is usually really good. I'll do a speed test here to see. Because it's usually super good, but every once in a while it... Yeah, so it's like 250 megabits per second. For download, but let's see about upload. We have pretty solid, like, upload. So, like, what the heck is going on with it? It's weird. We'll see if that helps a little bit. I tried to improve it. I lowered some stuff. Like, why is Pac-Man only limited to 3 songs? Again, I want to talk about that. I'm glad you brought that up because I completely forgot. Anyways, Palutena. She was, like, one of the characters I wanted the most in the game. And I was super happy when she got in. And then, like, I actually got to play as her. I'm like, wow, I actually don't really care for her moveset much. But her trailer is still really good. Like, the beginning's a little... Or, not the beginning. There's a couple of parts in there I got some questions about. Like, if Nintendo was, like, they just let it happen where they're like, yeah, Palutena, we're just gonna, like, show a close-up of her breasts and then ass. And it's like, okay, Nintendo, sure. But, I don't know. I like the trailer still. It was a pretty, good time, and I was happy to have her. Pac-Man. So, the trailer... I like the music in the trailer, but, like, the trailer, I actually think they kind of gypped Pac-Man in terms of how they presented it, because, like, everybody else here had, like, a cool CG trailer, and then Pac-Man, they just, like, they show Mario, they show Red, they show Sonic and Mega Man, they show Blue, and then they zoom out of a yellow thing, and it's like, oh, it's Pac-Man, and that's it, and, like, he barely gets any CG, so, like, I think they just kind of, I don't think they did that great of a job with his trailer. And speaking of Pac-Man, like you mentioned, his rep is really bad. I don't know if, like, Sakurai just didn't ever look into the history, but, like, Pac-Man has more going on than just, wow, the arcade games, and that's it. Like, why is it that the only rep for Pac-Man World is that he has an up kick that theoretically might be from Pac-Man World, and even then might not be? Why is that his only rep from that? Why did none of the other games get any rep? Why is the music literally just, like, Pac-Man themes and then Namco arcade games? Like, it would have been great if we got, like, a Pac-Man World 2 remix or 2 or something, but no, they just kind of... They're gonna reconnect? Okay. Okay, so I just found that the source was not connected, but I'm also going to, see if maybe I can change it more, because for some reason, boy, it sure... Let's try, 600 kilobytes for audio, or not, wait, or for video bitrate. Let's see what that does. I doubt it'll do much. So I don't know. We'll see what it does. Why? Okay, now it's, like, completely different. Like, this thing I'm seeing on my end is not at all applicable, to what I actually selected. So, I don't know what that means. Anyways, we'll just keep trying through it, since the stream was only meant for one thing anyways. You guys can see it now. So, let me open chat up again the regular way. They don't even have Pac-Land theme song. It was in the Hanna-Barbera show, but still. The only Pac-Man World stuff is the Pac-Dot Trail and the wall jump from World 1 and 3, respectively. World 1 is also mentioned in the house trophy. I didn't remember about the house trophy thing, but... Yeah, no, it's just weird. Also, why is Pac-Land the only stage we have? What? They didn't even bring Pac-Maze in from the 3DS version, which is weird. Remember the other time Pac-Man was in a fighting game and he controlled a robot? Yeah, that was also really strange. I don't know why they did that, but I don't know. I feel like he might have wanted to focus on the old Pac-Man because that's the most iconic appearance. I guess, but it's like, it just feels kind of weird. It's almost as if, like, for example, let's say he threw Paper Mario in, but he decided to only take moves from the Origami King. and no other games in the series, because that's the newest one, so, like, that's all he cares about representing. Like, that'd feel kind of stupid, because, like, well, what about the other games the character's in? And it's like that for Pac-Man, but 1,000 times worse, because it's like, what was the... They're barely representing anything, you know? Let's see... Yeah, I'm very knowledgeable when it comes to Pac-Man. More than any other Smash fan. That's probably true. I don't know how many people even focus on them. Bringing both Pac-Maze and Pac-Man Land would be the best scenario to me. Yeah, and I don't know why they didn't bring in Pac-Maze. It's not really like its gimmick was that hard to replicate on the Switch. Plus, they did the gimmick for the new Super Mario Bros. 2 stage, I think. They brought that back. So, like, why not Pac-Maze? It's like if Mario was only allowed to reference Donkey Kong and Mario Bros. Okay. Yeah, that's also pretty similar. Where it's like if they just said a couple things. When you said Paper Mario, I got scared you're going to say Sticker Star. Well, no, because Sticker Star is not the most relevant in the series. And while Paper Mario is represented in Smash Through the Stage with Sticker Star, it's also got 1,000-year doors. So it's like, okay, well, clearly they paid him a little bit of attention. I mean, I've watched every episode of the Pac-Man show, the HB1, not the Ghostly Adventures. Well, you gotta watch the Ghostly Adventures, too. I mean, the Pac was back with that one. I had the same idea when it comes to Pac-Maze and Golden Plains. Yeah, it's like, why does that one get a pass, but not the other one? Anyways, I gotta probably want to rank another ones. Let's see, what was next after Pac-Man? It was Robin, I think. Let's find him. So, Robin, I remember when he was first announced, the trailer, everyone was sure this was Shulk's trailer for some reason. And I didn't know who Shulk was at the time. And so when I started up and it's like, it starts with Lucina, and it's like, okay, whoa, what the heck? This is Fire Emblem Awakening. Why is this going on? Which, I had never played a Fire Emblem game before Awakening, and so it was really cool that when they announced the Fire Emblem rep for this game, it was like, ooh, this is what I know. And you know what? I really like this trailer. I think it's a really solid one as far as, like, Smash trailers goes. It just seems like it's having a fun time with it, and the fact that Robin was just a super unexpected choice from Awakening, like, he was way cooler than Chrom would have been. So I'm gonna say that's pretty solid B rank. I don't know why I haven't had any S ranks yet, but I guess S rank I hold for, like, the best of the best. So, you know, there's that. And, Shulk, so even before I played Xenoblade Chronicles, when I first saw this trailer, which I saw this live, okay? Most people don't know this because they think they just dropped this trailer on the site. They did not. They revealed him live in a Japanese exclusive Nintendo Direct focused on 3DS, I think, or something. And that's where they announced the new 3DS. I got up at like 3 in the morning before I had to go to school and watched this Direct. I didn't understand a word of it, but I saw Shulk revealed live, and even before I played Xenoblade, I would have put his trailer in the top, or in like A rank, because I really liked this trailer. This one, again, just seems like it's having a lot of fun with it. The music's banging, and it single-handedly got me interested in playing Xenoblade, which automatically puts it in a high rank, because I love Xenoblade now. Like, straight up one of my favorite franchise Nintendo does, so I love it. Let's see, maybe Bandai Namco had some influence on it. It's possible. I don't know why they would do that, but I guess it's possible. Let's see. The Pac is indeed back. Pac-Man, that's me. I'm not singing the theme song. It's really bad. I don't understand. Like, I know it's like a meme, but I genuinely think the song is terrible. I can't believe that that's what they did. Gosh, Ghostly Adventures sucked eggs. That's what I've heard. I never watched it. I'm not going to criticize the show. I will say one thing, though. It is the worst design of Pac-Man in the entirety of, like, the designs I've seen. Even though, like, the Pac-Man cartoon design is better than the Ghostly Adventures. I love Robin. I also love Robin. Like, it's great, you know? Yeah, I like the old show more for its impact on the series. It's probably fair. I think I only ever watched one episode of the old one when I was, like, going back and watching old gaming cartoons, which, like, boy, oh boy. Some of them are okay. I still like the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. I know people hate it. They think it's bad. I still like it. The Donkey Kong Country Show is, like, one of the worst shows I've ever seen in my life. The animation for the Robin reveal was wild. They also confirmed Captain Falcon was returning too. Yeah, I also forgot. Firstly, yeah, he was in there. But yeah, the animation, they styled it based off of Fire Emblem Awakening's cutscenes, which I thought was really rad. It was always cool when they did stuff like that, or for like Little Mac, they had like a really scratchy style. I forgot to mention that, but that was something I really appreciated. People might be more negative towards the Lucina Robin trailer because it was the start of the whole too many sword fighters meme. Yeah, that is true. And what's weird about it is, like, I never was bothered by the whole too many sword fighters thing, but I guess some people were. I just, like, it's one of the most common weapon types in human history. There's going to be a lot of people using them. And honestly, the sword fighters in Smash, for the most part, have really distinct movesets, so I don't know why it's a big deal. Like, you're not going to play as, like, Robin, Cloud, Hero, and Link, and be like, yeah, these are the same characters. Like, they play nothing alike. They're really different. You know what I mean? Just notice they didn't actually include the, the DLC for the old characters in Smash 4, but that's probably fine. So the next one was this one, Bowser Jr. And I am of, like, a couple of minds about this trailer. So, like, they revealed this after Smash 3DS was already out. And here's the thing. I already played it, so I already knew this character's in the game. But also, like, it felt super weird that they waited until after and then showed the trailer. So it's like, okay, well, that's kind of lame. Like, that, honestly, like, if that was all it was, and that's all I was ranking it, it'd be in the bottom rank. But because the trailer was good enough to, like, kind of be decent, it gets to be in this rank at the almost bottom of, basically the bottom of C for right now. Because it's just, like, the trailer's fine, but I don't really think much of it, and the Koopalings in another universe or at another time would have been a really cool addition. But the time they revealed this is just when we started getting flooded with the Koopalings all the time. And I was not real happy to see them, considering they would start to ruin every Mario game that we're in after this. So, Bowser Jr., I'm sorry, I gotta put you in C rank. You're a cool dude. You came from Mario Sunshine. Love you, but trailer was not great. Let's see. Remember when Donkey Kong said, "Banana Slammer"? It's such an impactful and beautiful moment. Also, do you remember when he said he'd shower you with coconut cream pies and then, like, did a weird wink thing? That was also a really impactful and beautiful moment, you know? I really loved it. So there's that. And so Duck Hunt, normally I would put it here, but I actually like the Duck Hunt trailer a little more. The question is it the bottom of rank B or the top of rank C? Because it's a really fun trailer, the music was fun, and I like Duck Hunt as an addition to Smash, but, like, again, by the time he got revealed, it was definitely like, yeah, I know he's in the game. I've already played this with 3DS, so, like, I don't know which one I think he fits in better, because it's like, I like the trailer, but I don't know if I, like, is it B rank? Probably not. So, I'm sorry, Duck Hunt. At least you're above Bowser Jr., so, like, hey, that's something. And so, this was the set of newcomers for Smash 4. And overall, I actually like the newcomers. I thought it was a pretty fun set. Again, as somebody mentioned before, who was it? I mentioned the Sword Fighters. Bomb X. As they mentioned, it's like, there were, I guess, a decent amount of Sword Fighters and Staff Fighters and Axe, you know, whatever. But I thought it was a really solid set of newcomers, personally. Let's see. It's goddamn Duck Hunt, which is one of the most iconic NES characters. Oh, yeah, I love Duck Hunt. Well, the game, I guess, I've only played it a bit. It's hard to play on modern screens. I'm not ranking the characters as much as, like, their reveal. The characters play an influence in it, but they're not, like, it's not my, my thing. Like, if I was ranking the characters, the list would definitely start changing a lot. Because it's like, yeah, no, Greninja would be pretty low, and Villager, like, I don't even play as him, so I don't know. Mega Supercharge 1234. Hey, what's going on? Glad you could join us. You know, I hope you're having a good day. I hope so, at least. You know, so far consensus is most people have been having a good day, besides, unfortunately, Geek. So, anyways, yes, I like pretty much all of these characters in some way. Greninja, if I was ranking the actual characters themselves, would probably be at the bottom. Top would probably, I guess in retrospect, it'd be Shulk. At the time, it probably would have been Wii Fit Trainer or Palutena, but now it'd probably be Shulk, and the list would be a little different. But as a whole, really solid set of newcomers. And that leads us to our DLC fighters for Smash 4. Where is Ryu? There he is. Okay, so this trailer. So I've watched this one, but, like, I don't, and this is a problem all the Smash 4 trailers suffer from. For some reason, the DLC ones, they didn't do any CG for the trailers, which means that they already kind of lack a little bit compared to, like, some of the other trailers. And so part of this is going to come down to character additions, like how I felt about them at the time, or I guess now, but I think that'd be kind of mean. Ryu is interesting. Because, like, as an addition at the time, I liked him. I thought he was, like, fun enough. But, like, I also never understood his mechanics that well. I'm not a real fighting game kind of guy. That being said, his trailer is, like, probably the least memorable of all the DLC we got for Smash 4 to me. Because, like, the only particularly distinct part is, like, how it starts. After that, it's like, would you really say it was that impressive of a trailer? And honestly speaking, even beyond that, Ryu, I think, is a good addition in terms of, like, history and legacy. But, like, from a personal perspective, I don't really think much of the character at this point. And I honestly kind of prefer a different Street Fighter character who got announced later. So, I'm probably going to put him in a slightly lower rank. Which I know is not going to be the best decision, but whatever. The Mega Man trailer is still one of my favorites. It had one of the best remixes of Smash, in my opinion. Dude, it really did, though. Like, at the time, it was a really exciting way to end their E3 2013 presentation. The music was good, and I mean, that just goes for pretty much all the Smash remixes of the Mega Man music, and that pretty much goes for most Mega Man music. The only thing I'm kind of sad about is that Mega Man didn't get anything from Battle Network in terms of music, but, you know, honestly, they had EXE in his Final Smash. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so, here, we're getting the first S rank, because I'm sorry, but this was freaking nuts. Like, of all the Smash 4 characters, a lot of them I felt like they were cool, but things that I would expect. This came out of fucking nowhere, and was like the last fucking thing I ever expected. At the time, I thought it was just rad that he was even added because it was such an out there addition. But I've also now played Final Fantasy VII, so I like his addition even more because Cloud is fucking awesome. And I like the fact that in the actual game, like, you think he's just going to be this tough guy edgelord, and then you find out, like, oh no, Cloud's got a fucking lot going on. Like, he's a really complex character. And his reveal was just super cool. Like, even despite the lack of CG, the way it's introduced, where, like, it seems like it's an announcement for, like, a Final Fantasy VII port, and then it's suddenly, like, the second you see the Smash logo, it dawns you, like, oh, shit, what the fuck? And I remember a lot of people at the time, when they were first watching the trailer, you can kind of see it, everybody thought at first he was going to be, like, a Mii costume or something, because it was just so unbelievable that he would be a full character, and he was. And that had to be, like, hands down one of the coolest things they announced for Smash. I love Cloud's edition, so he gets an S automatically. Trailer's got good music. And I was really confused when I first watched it. I'm like, well, this song's really good. These songs are good, but I hope they, I hope the remixes from the game are also really good. So anyways, you know, so there wasn't any Legends remixes with Mega Man, right? A letdown. Yeah, they didn't really, they did some from X, but that was about it, which was kind of strange. And that wasn't until Ultimate. Corrin. Ah, man, how do I rank Corrin? This one's hard. So, like, full disclosure, I am a fan of Fire Emblem Fates, and I'm a fan of Fire Emblem, and I'm saying it, and I ranked Robin in B rank, and I'm saying this with all of that in mind. His trailer was not good, but not because of the trailer part. The thing about Corrin was that he was announced before we had even gotten Fire Emblem Fates in the West. And so, not only was it a Fire Emblem character, and a lot of people, this character fucking ruined a certain later character's announcement because they decided, oh, we're gonna throw in Corrin and piss people off and make everybody hate all the Fire Emblem characters. But at the same time as well, it's like, why did we get him? I wasn't attached to the character because I couldn't have been. I didn't even get to play the game for like a couple months after this came out. So it's like, this was announced. It's like, this, just like how Cloud was our first A rank, I gotta put Corrin in D, because, like, the music's good, but, like, that's it. In long term, Corrin's one of those characters that's, like, I've questioned their inclusion a lot more, because, like, Fates is not very well liked in the Fire Emblem community. I enjoyed it, but I'm one of the few, so it's just, like, this, hands down, is, like, probably one of my least favorite reveals, and I kind of would have rather him never been announced, because if that had been the case, then we probably would not have had the backlash to certain later characters. So, you know, that's how I feel about Corrin. So that's that. But that leads us to the final announcement of Smash 4, and I do not care what others think of this. personal bias, S rank, baby, because Bayonetta was one of my most wanted characters. I had a list of 4 characters when the Smash Belt was announced that I wanted, well, 3 really, that I wanted in the game. Professor Layton, Phoenix Wright, Bayonetta. And I freaking got her, and I couldn't fucking believe it. I was watching the direct and was sure it was going to be something like King K. Rool or whatever, who I like. But I was sure it was going to be like that or Shovel Knight. So, like, when it was Bayonetta, I was freaking over the moon. Pretty fitting phrase considering the themes of that series. But it's like, I was just so thrilled. But funnily enough, felt like a monkey's paw situation. Because, boy, she came out. And then suddenly everyone hated her. And so I got the character I wanted. But at what cost, I guess, was the question. But that being said, S rank just for personal bias alone. But even then, her trailer is super good. Like, good music choices. You know, overall, like, a funny introduction. And it actually, the introduction almost played into people's fears. Because we just gotten Corrin announced, a Fire Emblem character. And then the next thing people really didn't want was a Kid Icarus character. Because for some people, for some reason, people were really mad about us having 3 in the game. And it's like, we have 2 in the game. And we have Dark Pit as an Echo fighter. I don't know why, or Clone. I don't know why people are making a big deal. And so when it starts and you think, oh, it's a Kid Icarus character, everybody was super mad. I didn't mind because, like, I like Kid Icarus Uprising. But to have it suddenly come out, it's like, oh, it's Bayonetta. And and the reason why they picked Pit was because he's a fucking angel. Like, that was really clever. I just like that a lot. So, overall, great reveal. Okay, well, it took longer to disconnect than it did before. So, anyways, yeah, it's a good roster overall, DLC included, and it had a lot of good reveals. I honestly think Smash 4 is kind of underrated now. I know everybody hates it, but I like Smash 4, so that's just that. Anyways, so that gets us on to Smash Ultimate. I'm not sure why Inkling is here twice. So I'm just gonna count this one as Inkling. And I have to put an S rank. The way they revealed Ultimate was just way too freaking cool. You know, you starts off, you think, okay, it's Splatoon something, but they had just talked about Octo expansion. So it's like, okay, well, what is this? What is this related to? Are they porting Splatoon 1 to the 3DS? And at the time, I started having, like, this suspicion in the back of my head. It's like, you know, this could be a Smash trailer. And so when it gets dark and then the Inkling turns around and you see that fucking logo in its eyes, it's just one of the hypest announcements they ever had for Smash. And it's super iconic, too. Like, there's a reason that the final reveal started very similarly. Because this was just an iconic shot and fucking everyone liked it. I also loved how this started the kind of weirdly dark trend that Ultimate's trailers had. Where, like, everything was kind of eerie and dark and potentially deadly. So, it goes in S rank easy. If everyone was here, if that trailer was in here too, that would also get a, you know, like, it'd probably be up there, either A or S too, because it was just such a good reveal. So, I don't know. Wait, let's see. Hello, Father. What's going on? Ryan, how you doing? I hope you're having a good day. I know it's a meme at this point, but I'm genuinely somewhat disappointed that we didn't get Waluigi. I mean, it's fair. Like, the thing is, I know he was a meme, but, like, Waluigi is a cool character. I didn't, like, if he had gotten in, I would have been happy about it. I like him. He wasn't my number 1 Mario character, and I wouldn't even call him my number 2, because my number 1 is I wanted Geno. I was one of those poor saps who wanted him. Though, as you'll find out, I got out of Ultimate pretty good, so I didn't mind his lack of inclusion. Second was probably Paper Mario, partially because I like Paper Mario, and partially because my friend Adam really wanted him, so I kind of wanted to, you know, I kind of wanted him to get him, but, like, I would have liked Waluigi, you know what I mean? Yo, Duo, it's been ages since I caught one of your streams. Last I remember was Katawa Shoujo's streams. It has been a while, but I don't stream that often anymore, to be fair. Like, I think the last time I streamed before this, was on YouTube at least, was in October of 2019. And I guess, like, now that we're in the Ultimate part, I could talk about this a bit, because, like, I figured I'll bring it up. There's a reason for this stream. I had an ulterior motive. So, Smash 64 video came out. Give me a second. Oh, okay, well, I came back up while I was gonna type that. Okay, here, I don't think I finished it, so I'm gonna do the chat real quick first. I wanted Phoenix Wright the most. Yeah, Phoenix would have been so cool. I freaking would have loved his inclusion. I'm sad. I'm sad that we didn't get it. And there goes the buffering. Yeah, and what's weird is I pay for, like, good-ass internet. They're just really, like... I don't know if Cox is shitting themselves or what, but, like, it's been doing this lately, and it's really dumb. I'm glad I'm moving into a different apartment soon with better Wi-Fi, hopefully. I'm still confused on the fuck some people wanted Bandana Waddle Dee or Captain Toad. I mean, like, I think with Bandana D, it was more Kirby. I think people just liked Kirby, and they want a character from it. I don't know why they picked Bandana D, though, because, like, no offense to Bandana D, he's okay or whatever, but, like, it's kind of a boring addition. Like, if you want a character, go pick one of the cool bosses or villains or whatever. That'd be way more interesting than just Bandana D. Captain Toad, I have no idea. I don't get it. That's just, like, why would you want Toad in general in Smash? Oh, I think I'm caught up again. Okay, that's good. I don't know why the buffering happened. It's just weird. Kirby does deserve more reps. I agree, and in fact, like, I think it's kind of weird, like, how he's represented. I also think it's kind of dumb that, like, everybody who talks about Smash, they're always like, oh, well, I mean, he has his reps. He's got Kirby, he's got the main villain, King Dedede, and he's got Meta Knight. It's like, wait a minute, whoa, whoa. The main bad guy? King Dedede ain't the main bad guy. He's the bad guy in, like, the first game, and he's occasionally a boss, but, like, most of the time, it's not even his control. King Dedede is just kind of, like, a guy, you know what I mean? I don't know why people always say that. Did they not play Kirby ever? Gino would have been so cool as well. Don't think the Forest Maze song from Mario RPG ever made it into the game, which is criminal. Yeah, I wanted that, but like, I don't know why they didn't do it with the Mii costume. They could have given him, like, an actual head, like they did with Sans or whatever, and given him a track, and I would have been happy enough with that. I don't know why they didn't do that. I'd main Toad if he was in Smash. I do not like Toad, okay? He's a diaper-wearing little guy, and I don't like him. Hello, Wee Man 365. Glad to have you here. I hope you've been having a good day. But yeah, I don't think he's a villain when he feels like it. That's true, but, like, he doesn't really feel like it that often. He helps Kirby more than he fights him. So I don't know why. I don't know. People are weird. Diaper wearing. He is. Look at him. Okay. Toad. Toad Mario. Right here. Let's pull him up. That's a diaper, okay? That's not pants. There's no leg hole. That's a diaper, okay? You cannot convince me it's not something else. So, anyways, for more reps, we could have Morpho as an Echo. Yeah, that one would have been a really obvious one. And maybe Marks or Magolor as a new unique. Yeah, those two would have also been really cool as choices. The fuck, trying to kick shame all of a sudden, Lamau. It's not even shaming, I'm just saying. Toad could be cool, but I mean, there's a thing called underwear. Doesn't look like underwear, okay? I'm sorry. Does it look more like shorts? I don't know. Hey, dude, where's the final creepypasta video? It's been 2 years. You know, I guess I gotta talk about that in a second, but let me get through the rest of the chat, because it's suddenly moving. I've been wanting another Sonic character for 14 years. I am in the same boat. And I was so sure when they announced Ultimate and then they had the Echo Fighters thing, I was so sure Shadow was getting in, and then they threw him in as an assist trophy again. But to be fair, Toad does not have legs. Well, even worse. You know, diaper wearing, no leg having, a little mushroom dude. Let's see. Oh yeah, he don't got legs, just feet. Hey, glad to see Shulkin. Hey. Yes, I freaking love Shulk's reveal, and I love Shulk. Like, yeah, Shulk got me into Xenoblade. Same. That's what I was going to say. Is like, he's the reason I started playing Xenoblade. Which, not only did I love Xenoblade 1, but boy, did I love Xenoblade 2. You know? So anyways, creepypasta. So, I never made Part 5 simply because I just got kind of tired of like, the series. I'm going to be real. Like, I like making them initially, but I got really sick of it. And for the final video, it took so long that by the time I was getting around to, like, wanting to do it again, it was like, dude, no one's gonna care. It's irrelevant. And I think if I'm gonna do creepypasta again, I'd rather do it in a more impressive way. But that's just me, you know. So I don't know. I'm gonna do a couple more rankings real quick. Xenoblade 2 is kind of mad, but Xenoblade 3 blows it out of the house. I love Xenoblade 2. It is straight up one of my favorite games of all time. The cast of characters, the story, like, a lot of it resonates with me in a way that, like, even Xenoblade 1 couldn't do. There's just something about it. It's hard to explain. The game's got a lot of flaws, but I adore that game. You know what I mean? It's one of those special games where I could not put it down. I was obsessed with it the whole way through. And still to this day, it's like, I still think back on a lot of the themes and ideas it plays with, especially in, like, I know people always are like, oh, Pyra and Mithra are just big booby ladies. It's like, they did not play Xenoblade 2 then, because they've got one of the most interesting stories I've ever seen for a set of characters, and Mithra deserves the world after what happens to her. Let's see. I quite liked Xenoblade 2 until Nintendo Europe decided to censor the game and kill my desire to play it more. I didn't even know Nintendo Europe did that. That's really unfortunate. I'm sorry about that. You can combine all the creepypasta videos into one. I guess I could, but those are edited so bad now that it's like, I don't think they hold up very well. If I'm gonna do, like, if I do creepypasta again, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do one big video all about it. Like, that's what I'd rather do. But I don't know if I will or won't for right now, so I'm not gonna confirm anything. Do you think we'll get a Sora amiibo? Maybe. It depends on Disney. They're kind of the big factor in this. Because Square Enix is playing game, clearly. We got a freaking Sephiroth one, so it should be fine. But, I don't know. We'll see. What's your thoughts on the new Fire Emblem? I have not played it. And part of that's because, I'm going to be real, it looks a little too goofy anime for me. I really liked Three Houses. Spoilers for later in this ranking. I really liked Three Houses, and I liked the tone of it. So, I just don't... the new tone is a little too goofy. I'll play it eventually. I'll probably still like it. I just kind of... It's not a high priority. Let's see. There's one comment I want to look at. Both of these. If I got Sora amiibo, I'd buy it day one. That's fair. I figured you would. You're a big fan. Old Duo was my childhood. I really liked the Mario DS videos. Childhood? That was 2 years ago. Like, I guess it's getting close to 3 now, but... Like, it hasn't been that long. And I like my old videos and all, but, like... some of them I'm not a big fan of. I guess once we're done with the ranking, I got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about, so I'll talk about it with all of you. But you know, that's just how it goes. I'm glad you enjoyed them though, and I am really happy with those. There's a couple of Mario DS games I haven't covered yet that I really want to cover that happen to do with a couple of brothers and some shenanigans involving time and large reptile bodies. And I've considered doing something again with New Super Mario Bros. DS, because that's one of those things where, like, I like that video, but I want to do all of the New Super Mario Bros. Games, so, like, I've considered doing it again, but I have no idea. Obligatory down with the mouse. Yeah, well, for real, like, Disney sucks, real talk. There's a couple things I like from them. I'm not gonna say I haven't enjoyed some of the movies, but, like, the company's horrible. Like, you know what I mean? What gave away my love for Sora / Kingdom Hearts? I don't know. Maybe, like, you bringing it up a lot, especially when Sora was first announced. You seem like a pretty big fan. So, you know. And Duo's editing is honestly A tier, in my opinion. I actually really appreciate that. I like a lot of it, and... Man, I want to talk about this stuff, and, like, I want to do the ranking, too. It's just, like, because I want to talk about some YouTube stuff, since, like, there has been interesting happenings with it, but I don't know. I'll talk about it in a bit. And speaking of old Duo, I remember the anime vids. Yeah, funnily enough, I actually, like, go back to Duo review and look at it. I have to, because anime videos routinely get copyright strikes, so I have to keep an eye on that channel. Just a note, if the channel ever disappears, it wasn't a choice I wanted to make, but if I ever get 2 copyright strikes, I have to delete the channel, because I can't get 3, or because if I do, my whole channel, all of my channels could be banned permanently. So, and if it's from an anime company, those are like actual real ass copyright strikes. So those I got to worry about a lot more. I made a custom casing for all Smash amiibos and included an extra slot for the Sora amiibo. It'd be really sad if it never came out. I hope it does then, because that's a cool thing to have, and I'd be really sad if I was in your shoes. But they need to do it anyways. Like, it'd be stupid to not have him as an amiibo. Like, they might as well finish it, you know what I mean? Off topic, but I finished Skyward Sword. It's probably one of my few favorite Zelda games. Man, Skyward Sword is so strange. I want to love it, and, like, I don't dislike it. But the game is kind of slow, and every time I try to play it, I have a tough time getting into it. I'd like to give it another shot down the road, though. So, I don't know. But my favorite Zelda, I guess, is Breath of the Wild. I know it's a freaking casual choice, but I guess all of my favorites are, like, casual choice. So my second's Majora's Mask, and my third's Twilight Princess. Like, I got a lot of, like, pretty obvious choices, but it is what it is. Bro, I still remember the one video where you snuck in some kinky Super Mario Sunshine Flood art. Nobody commented about that. I do that kind of stuff a lot. If I don't, like, know what to put somewhere, I'll put, like, a weird image I find on Google Images. Like, whatever the first stupid-looking one I find, I put that in the video. Like, with the Smash 64 one, I put, like, this stupid, horrible-looking Ness image. And nobody ever says anything about it, so it's kind of funny somebody brought up that Flood art. There's a lot of backtracking. There is, but it's more like... It's not the pace of, like, the story or the backtracking. It's, like, how Link moves and attacks. He's just kind of a little slower than I'd like. My favorite Zelda is Ocarina of Time. That's fair. It's a good one. Like, I like that one a lot. It was my first. And not with the original version. My first was Ocarina of Time 3D. And that's why I knew the game still held up. And everybody who said it didn't was a liar. Because I had no nostalgia for it. And I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. But yeah, here, let me rank a couple more of these, and then we'll talk some more about YouTube or whatever, because I have not been ranking these at all. I've been doing a terrible job. So Ridley was the second reveal for Smash Bros. Ultimate. S tier, goes above every reveal so far that we've had. If I could get it to work real quick. Ridley, loved him. I loved his addition. I wanted him super bad. And this is right after I'd just gotten to Metroid, like, fairly recently. It wasn't right before this, but I had gotten into Metroid. I was playing through the games and stuff. And so it was, like, really good timing, and I wanted him. And you know what? He's still my main in Smash Ultimate to this day. I know a lot of people didn't actually end up playing much of him, which really sucked, but, like, Ridley is great. And his trailer is so good. It's so freaking good. The dark tone, the fact that he freaking kills Mario and Mega Man, and the fact that Ridley hits the big time. That's what they went with. Like, they knew they were fucking making a meme. I don't know how you could not love the Ridley trailer. Even if you don't care about Ridley, it's just such a good trailer. And it also proved definitively that Ridley was never too big for Smash. So I am so glad they added him in, and I love him with a passion. So freaking amazing way to start off the Smash reveals, clearly. And following that, we have another really solid one. Not my favorite, but pretty high B tier. Simon's trailer is just really good. The tone, again, very creepy. We get to see Luigi fucking die, which I normally I'd say is a negative, but it was kind of crazy how they did it. And honestly, Castlevania just deserved to be in. Like, as far as third-party reps goes, it's like, nah, that's a fair choice. And I like the fact that he even made it in. Music in his trailer was good. It's like, overall banger-ass reveal. And I freaking love the fact that Richter was added to, and he was just such a goofy addition. Like, nobody would expect it, but you know what? Awesome. Like, why not, you know? Bro, I thought you were into that stuff, Lomao. Deadass, thought you dug through DeviantArt for that piece. No, definitely not. I've seen a lot of that kind of stuff because I'm on the internet a lot, but nah, I'm not particularly attracted to Flood from Mario Sunshine, if you're wondering. Also, I tried playing Twilight Princess twice, but I always got stuck in the Tears of Light section or Lake Hylia. Yeah, that's fair. It's the same kind of thing. Like, you know, again, every Zelda has got its fans and then people that can't get into it, and I understand. Like, I get it. It's one of my favorites because, like, I love the dungeons and the story and the visuals and stuff. It's, like, one of my favorites. I adore it, but I understand why the stuff would kind of be a pace breaker. Ridley's reveal was hype as fuck, for real. Like, one of the best in the game. I adore it, you know what I mean? Ridley was a great reveal, and I never liked the too big argument. Canonical signs mean nothing in Smash. Oh, what are you talking about? Olimar isn't 2 inches in Smash, and neither is Kirby? That's a shocker to me. Like, again, as you said, it's really dumb. Like, never made any sense. Not too big. Yeah, exactly. Never too big. Rip Duo's favorite character in the Belmont reveal trailer. I know. It's how it goes, you know. Although he's not my favorite character, actually. He's my favorite Mario character, and he was my childhood hero for, as cringy as that sounds. But my favorite character is Monica from Doki Doki Literature Club. So, and so that's its own thing. I want to make a video on that game someday, because I have a lot to say about it now. Skyward Sword is my favorite bosses. That's probably fair. The ones I played I really liked. Nah, Ryan, you're thinking about Luigi. I don't think they even know who Luigi is, because you know, I haven't really shown him on my channel in terms of the videos, but I don't know. So, next up, let's see, where is my... Do they not have... Oh, I was going to say, King K. Rool, S tier reveal as well. partially just because what a freaking awesome-ass trailer. Like, super funny way it started. I like the fake out especially. Like, it's just a great freaking way to do it. King K. Rool is a fun character. Like, I like his design. I like his personality. He's fun to play in Smash. And you know what? There is something to be said about people taking a character that was pretty much irrelevant and dead by the time this happened and getting, like, fanboying for him so hard in the Smash belt that they got him in Smash. And I'm gonna say something. This is a theory I have, and I don't know if this is true. I don't think the Smash ballot winner was either the one they said initially, this one, or even the one they said later, Sora. I like Sora, by the way. This is not like a jab at him. And I think he was really popular, but during the Smash 4 days when the Smash Belt happened, I didn't see jack shit for requests for him. There were some fans, but I didn't see many. But you know who I saw a lot of requests for? This guy right here. So I love him. I'm so glad he's in Smash, and I really want another Donkey Kong game, because what the frick is going on? It's been so long since Tropical Freeze. Please, Nintendo, give us a new one. I am desperate. I love Tropical Freeze. It's like one of my favorite games of all time. So, that's that for King K. Rool. And so far, you look at the ultimate reveals. B rank, S rank, S rank, S rank. Super good. Anyway, so Isabelle's in, like, C rank and pretty low. I do not hate Isabelle. I like Animal Crossing. I like the character. This was a weird thing, though. Firstly, the trailer, straight up, kind of bad. Like, one of my least favorite trailers in the entirety of Smash, because it's so slow. It starts so slow. Isabelle takes forever to get announced. And by the time she gets announced, you already know it's Isabelle, which is the worst kind of Smash reveal you can do. I hate that. Like, I do not like it when you already know it's the character. And I'm just gonna be real. Isabelle was... So, like, we had gotten, again, Simon Belmont, King K. Rool, Ridley, Inkling. Isabelle was the next one, and that was the only character announced in that September Direct. Why was this when they announced her? I know it was because of Animal Crossing for Switch getting announced, but, like, it felt really odd. But at the time, it was like, okay, whatever. It's fine. It could be a lot worse. And then we got the next reveal for Smash. I already said earlier, I don't really care about Pokemon editions that much. Despite that, Greninja still got a B. This was absolutely one of the worst timed announcements I've ever seen for Smash. So, like, let's be frank first. Incineroar, not even the best Gen 7 rep they could have picked. Not even the best Gen 7 starter rep they could have picked. Mimikyu would have been a better overall Pokemon from Gen 7. And Decidueye was the way better choice for Smash. I don't understand why this is the one that made it in when we already have a big fire-type guy. And we don't have many, like, freaking grass types in Smash. So that was already bad. But here's my thing with Incineroar. So part of it's personal bias. I was one of those idiots who believed the Grinch leak at the time. So I was expecting a lot more than this. Needless to say, didn't get that. But way more than that. You look at the overt announcements. Inkling. Ridley. Simon. King K. Rool. Huge announcements. The biggest in the game. And look at Isabelle with... And then Incineroar, the pick that everybody expected, was leaked way before he got announced. And was like... It was such a... Like, yeah, duh, we're gonna get a Pokemon reveal. It's like, why did they end on this? They should have put him in the Simon Direct. He should have been the last character that was announced there. And King K. Rool should have been the last character. Flat out, this was a bad time for a reveal. The trailer... is fine. I don't go back to rewatch it because the music's not that exciting, and I don't... The character is just not that exciting. If he had been announced with King... Like, in the spot where King K. Rool was, if he was not the last announcement, I probably would have put him in C rank, but I can have some opinions that people don't agree with. This will probably be one of them. I don't like Incineroar. So anyways, let's see. What's the thing? Favorite Castlevania game? So I've mostly played the NES and then Castlevania 4 ones, and of those I like Castlevania 4. And most of the reason why is because I've been hoping for them to re-release Symphony of the Night on Switch, and they never do. Because I want to play some of the Metroidvania ones because they look super good, but I can't play Symphony of the Night, so I have no idea which one you should play if you can't play that one. Like, no one's ever told me which one of like which one of the GBA or DS ones are they good? I don't know. Like, I've never really heard people talk about them. Laviki, that brings back good memories. It was a fun time, that's for sure. Definitely Shrek and Goku. Those... You know what? Shrek would have unironically been like one of the best announcements just because it would have been so stupid. You're gonna piss off a bunch of furry Isabelle simps by putting her in C. You know what? If somebody is a furry Isabelle simp, I'm not gonna take their opinions that highly. I'm gonna be real. Like, okay. I gotta be careful typing this in. I gotta be well, I guess Google has search filters, so usually it should be safe. Look at this goober ass design here. She's cute or whatever, but who's looking at this and going, "Oh yeah, baby, that's some hot shit right there." She is a dog, and I see something on the side I shouldn't have looked at. Anyways. Ignore whatever was on that screen. There was nothing there. You all can be innocent and remain innocent. I like the Wrestle Cat, but I agree the reveal wasn't that good. I'm glad somebody agrees, because I just don't understand why they timed it like they did. It was so bad. I mean, who didn't believe the Grinch leak, though? That's the thing. It was like a 50-50 split. You were either for the Grinch leak or you were for Box Theory. Those were the two running theories at the end of Smash Ultimate's cycle. And it was basically just like the worst case scenario, or a leak that had a bunch of the coolest characters they could have added, and we got the worst option of those two. So it was super convincing though. People, like, in retrospect, like, to be like, "Oh well, what a dumb leak, you know, how could anybody believe it?" But like, there was a lot going for it. It was like kind of crazy how much lined up with that leak. What the fuck? Why does Isabelle got a whip? Unfortunately, somebody saw it. I'm sorry, Ryan. You didn't need to see that. It's unfortunate. So yeah. Smash Ultimate, overall for the base game, mostly good reveals. Ended on a complete wet fart of a freaking last announcement, though. And overall, kind of a bad situation. And this is another one that's going to be divisive. Piranha Plant is not very highly ranked either. And here's my justification. Listen before you get too mad. Piranha Plant, as an addition to Smash, hilarious. One of the funniest things they've ever done. And if they had just announced him at any other time than when they did, I would have loved it. But this came right after not only Incineroar came in, completely deconfirmed the Grinch leak, but this came after the onslaught of assist trophy deconfirmations. And it came after they were like, "Oh, by the way, we couldn't add Rex into the game either. He came too late in the development." And then right after that, they announced a Piranha Plant gets in. But Isaac from Golden Sun, Shadow the Hedgehog, fuck them. They're assist trophies. If this... And also, the trailer is kind of lame. Like, it's got a funny beginning, but like as a whole, it doesn't even have CG. So like, it was not going to get a high ranking. But like, if it had been any other time, this would have been B rank, easy. This isn't C rank because of when they announced it, because the trailer is kind of lame, I'm gonna be honest. Gonna be a divisive opinion. I'm sorry. Again, funny character edition, bad time for release announcement. They should have announced this earlier on, then it would have been funny as shit. And I remember, I don't know if anybody else remembers this. After the 1-2 punch of Incineroar and Piranha Plant, and they announced the Fighter's Pass, I remember there was so much doom and gloom about the Smash Ultimate DLC. Everybody was sure it was going to be all these characters. Like this, I don't even remember who it was, but it was this obscure mobile game character. They're like, "Oh, that character's going to get in, this girl from whatever. And we're going to get Erdrick from Dragon Quest." And like, all of the worst additions. Like, people were so downtrodden about these announcements at the time. And nobody remembers this, but like, people were sure the DLC was going to suck. It was going to be horrible. And so it's really funny that the next character is like one of the best reveals they had for the game. By far. This was so fucking cool. I had not even played Persona 5 yet at the time, okay? I had no idea. I knew what the game, and I wanted to play it super bad before it was announced. I didn't have a PS4 yet. I was trying to get one, but I didn't have one. Game Awards, you're sitting there, you're watching it live, you're dying of boredom because the Game Awards sucks. And then Jeff Keighley comes out and he's like, "Well, we got some more announcements for the game of the year." And then it gets cut off and a trailer starts. And you have no idea what it is. And it's like, "Oh, okay, the Phantom Thief." So it's that Persona 5 game. And you're watching, you're like, well, what is this for? Is this like a Persona 5 2? Like, what the fuck is this? This is a weird thing to be announcing, like, with such a big fanfare. And then they fucking have him grab the Smash invite. Coolest fucking reveal. And then, you know what? Even his second trailer, the one they had later where it showed gameplay, had a banging remix of Beneath the Mask. Showed the other Persona games, had, like, parts in the stage. Had a ton of references to base game Persona 5. And you know what? I played Persona 5 because of this game. Loved the shit out of it. Like, straight up fantastic RPG. Easily deserves A rank as far as I'm concerned. One of the best reveals that we had gotten up to that point. Let's see. I don't remember what Grinch Leak or Bot Theory is anymore. Basically, okay. It has left my memory. My brain's full of other useless trivia now. Man, I remember dreaming as a kid that I unlocked Isaac and Brawl. That's an interesting dream. But Grinch Leak... So, a guy leaked out an image of, like, a promotional, like, wristband that seemed to have the Smash banner on it, but there were a notable set of character additions that we didn't know about. Isaac from Golden Sun, Gino from Super Mario RPG, the Rhythm Heaven Chorus Kids, Mach Rider, which is super out there choice, but that's kind of why it felt real, and Banjo-Kazooie, and then 2 Echo Fighters with Ken and Shadow. And it had a ton of things lining up, but the main thing why we called it the Grinch League, behind this was a render for the Grinch movie that Illumination was making at the time that was clearly from an actual, like, marketing firm. And this is not something you could access normally, and it was clear that all the stuff in the background, it showed that this was a real company that was producing, like, marketing materials. So people, like, started digging in, and there were so many things that lined up with this being potentially something that Nintendo was working with. Box Theory was a different thing, where a render, I don't know if it was for a Smash controller box or what, but there was a box that was shown, and it had all of the characters on the side with 2 weird slots, like 2 spaces that looked like that should be characters there, and there wasn't. And so the theory there was that there was only 2 characters left, and because we'd already gotten Ken and Incineroar leaked, those were the only other characters, which, you know which one prevailed, because the last 2 characters were Ken and Incineroar, but boy, it was worst case scenario. Yo, Eggman's theme. Yeah, I wasn't even paying attention. I heard it, but I didn't even acknowledge it. It's good. Such an amazing reveal trailer. Yeah, Joker, fantastic. Speaking of Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden are on Steam and on Switch, which I'm really considering playing 4. I've been debating it. I just don't know if I want to because it's really long, and I don't know if I have the time for it. Speaking of Golden Sun, as someone who's played it, the game is pretty great for a GBA RPG. Well, yeah, it is, although for a GBA RPG is a little weird because it's like, the GBA had Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, had Mother 3, like, there's a lot of good RPGs in the GBA. It's like, I don't know, I don't think it's a demeaning thing to be from there. So, next up was the dreaded Dragon Quest character, and you know what? Pretty cool reveal. Before Hero was announced, I gotta be real, the idea of a Dragon Quest character, I was like, really? We're just gonna get Erdrick or whatever? But firstly, trailer's rad as shit. Super, like, well-made, super fun. And I was glad that they didn't pick Erdrick, they picked a different one. But then they did pick him and 3 other heroes. So, like, it was way more fun than it had any right to be. And it's like, you know what? Yeah, it's a good addition. It feels like... Because what I was scared they were going to do was we were going to get Erdrick and, like, 2 tracks from Dragon Quest. And that was it. And they were just going to say, yeah, fuck you. Just like they did with Cloud, where we got, like, 2 tracks with him. So I had no hopes for it. And so I think they did a really good job with, like, with their Dragon Quest inclusion. And I'm actually, like, pretty happy with it. So, despite the fact that beforehand I would have said there's no way I'm going to like his reveal, he gets a solid B rank. I think most people forget he was even in the game most of the time, but he was a good addition as far as I'm concerned. Next up, where is this one? I feel like this one's interesting. Normally I'd put this in S rank, but I've got a couple stipulations with this one. So Banjo-Kazooie. Very awesome hype edition. Super huge fan favorite. Everybody wanted it. Trailer's hilarious. It's a parody on the King K. Rool one. Pretty funny that they're right above each other. It's like, really fun way to handle the trailer, and it feels like they deserve to be in. Like, they should have been in from the start, as far as I'm concerned, because they are, like, one of the biggest icons of the N64 era that was associated with Nintendo. And it was pretty cool at the time that Banjo was a Microsoft character, and yet they were allowed to be in Smash. The one stipulation I have, Banjo is one of those characters that it feels like they came out, everybody was super happy they were in, and then everybody moved on because nobody actually liked how he played very much. And I am kind of in that boat. Banjo does not play very well. I don't think he's a very fun character to play as. And it really ruins that part. But I cannot take away the fact that this was a really fun addition. And so he didn't drop down from S to A, I guess, necessarily. He would have been either high A or like low S if I was ranking him without that stipulation, if you're wondering. But as is, I can't, with a reasonable conscience, put him in a higher thing because of how things transpired with him. So that's kind of that. Persona 4 is a great story and cast. That's what I've heard. It looks really fun. I played the first dungeon, up to the first end of the first dungeon with it, but I just, like, it wasn't my game. I was playing at a friend's house, my friend Troy, so we never finished it. It was very long. Should have gotten Goku instead. I mean, Goku would have been great regardless. And yes, Banjo and Kazooie's reveal was freaking awesome. You know, as I said, like, it's an A rank. I think it says a lot about it, but, you know. Banjo's moveset is great in terms of repping the games, but not very fun to play. Yeah, that's, like, the best way to word it. Like, I think they did a fantastic job representing him. They even put in, like, really funny-ass additions. Like, the fact that his side smash is the attack where he slams Kazooie on the ground, which kind of like an obscure move from that game from Tui, but it's like, that's a funny addition. But I just don't think he's that fun of a character. So, Terry. This is probably the hardest one to rank because I don't exactly know. So, like, the trailer before he got announced, really funny. Like, it's really funny. It feels like it's a pretty good thing of fan service for SNK. But I don't know how I actually feel much about it because, like, I don't rewatch the trailer much. I don't, like... And, like, the trailer, they didn't come with any gameplay until way later, which is kind of like, by then it wasn't that exciting. And it's like, Terry, of all the additions that came in the DLC, he's, like, probably the second least interesting to me. Where it's like, I like him. Okay, but, like, he's kind of like Ryu for me, where it's like, I don't know, he's fine. Like, I don't mind that he's here. I don't think it's a problem, but, like, I don't think anybody really seems to be that into him anymore either. Like, in fact, so he got leaked, or not him, but, like, we knew it was an SNK fighter before the announcement. And I think if they had not accidentally leaked it, I think people would have been kind of mad about his inclusion, because most people didn't even know who Terry was. I knew who he was beforehand. But as far as SNK characters goes, I just think there are more interesting ones. And I know we couldn't get Mai Shiranui for obvious reasons, but, like, there were just more exciting characters, and I think Terry, he was chosen more because he was the big SNK guy more than he was the interesting SNK guy. Like, even in the trailer, most of the other fighters that show up in his trailer I think would have been better as choices. So I'm probably going to put him around where Ryu is. Because it's just one of those trailers I just don't think about too much. But that's just me. Okay, let's talk about Mr. and Mrs. Byleth. So, I'm going to say this ahead of time. You know how people like, who asked? I asked. I wanted a character from Three Houses in the game. I wanted one of them. I was okay with whatever. Byleth, Edelgard, you know, Claude, Dimitri, I would have liked any of them. I liked the idea, and I'm going to say this as well. As far as the characters from the first Fighters Pass goes, Byleth is probably my favorite to play as, or at least my second favorite. Like, I really like Byleth as a character. The trailer was not well-timed at all, and it is kind of bad. So, there's a number of issues. Firstly, this seems like it was supposed to be announced in a regular Nintendo Direct, one that probably got canceled because that was 2020 when Nintendo decided they were not only not going to do a Direct, but they were going to, like, not say anything about it either. And that whole year was super baffling. So, he just gets dropped when we know it's a Smash trailer. And so he starts up, and you know it's Byleth, and you know it's a Smash character. So it's like, all the excitement is drained out. Just like I said for Isabelle. Kind of fucks the reveal to begin with. And beyond that, this was just a weird time to announce Byleth. He should have been announced as, like, the fourth fighter, where Terry was. I don't know what it was with them, and ending their sets on, like, really stupid character choices for the last one. And so it's like, the main thing, and the trailer's paced really bad too. It's super long. It's not very fun to rewatch. He would be in D rank, right above Corrin, if it wasn't for one saving grace outside of me liking the character himself. The music in the trailer, really good. Is banger. I love the Three Houses main theme. So he just barely gets above D rank at the bottom of C rank for that alone. I like Byleth as an addition. I'm probably the only person in existence who does. But this trailer was bad. I'm sorry. Let's see. Oh, okay. Whoa, I got way more comments than I thought. Let's see. How are you doing today? Well, firstly, hello, Snake Garden. And I'm doing okay for the most part. Doing a lot better than I was last couple days, which we'll talk about after we're done ranking these characters a little bit. But I'm doing okay for right now. So, you know, there's that. Let's see. Terry became my main when he came out. I actually managed to learn the special inputs for him. I'm not attached to the character at all, but I really like how he plays. I mean, it's fair. Like, if you get into how the character plays, like, you don't even need to be attached to him. They could just be a fun character. I don't really think much of Dragon Quest. I liked 11, but, like, I like Hero. He's a fun character to play as. Like, I get it. FFFF Shadow Realm. I like the character, but was trash. I guess, I don't know if you're talking about Byleth. I can't put him in F rank. I'm sorry. The obligatory new FE rep. I want to talk about that in a second, too. I gotta bring that up. I wish other franchises got a character in Smash every time a new game was coming out closely. I'm gonna talk about that in a second, too. 2020 was the screw year for everyone. It really was. I just think Nintendo handled it really poorly. This special treatment annoys me a bit. I'm good. Are you talking about because I put Byleth in C rank? Because, as I said, literally the only reason why... Oh, you're talking about the character being included. Again, I'm going to talk about that in a second. How is everyone in chat doing today? I know Geek is sick, but I think everybody else has been doing okay. I hated Byleth's inclusion initially, but he really is fun to play as, and Three Houses is actually really good. Exactly. Love the game, and I love the character in Smash. So let's talk about FE for a little bit, because I alluded to this in the Corrin section. I do not think that the number of FE reps is even a problem. Firstly, there are not 8 FE characters, there are 6. Chrom and Lucina don't count, they're Echo Fighters, they're bonuses, okay? The criticism should not be that they're in the game, the criticism should be that we should have gotten more Echo Fighters for other franchises. We could have gotten Shadow the Hedgehog, or Jean from Bayonetta, or so-and-so, any character you want. But Fire Emblem got it primarily because they just decided to do it. It's not, like, those are bonuses at the end of the day, and I don't think it's that big of a deal. And if we take out a certain individual who should not have been added to the game to begin with, I don't think that the choices would have been very unfair at all. Marth's the first character in the first Fire Emblem game, or the main character in the first Fire Emblem game. Pretty fair inclusion. Roy is more of a Smash character because realistically he was added before the game even came out. I don't think he counts, and he was a clone as well. He was a bonus at one point, so I don't think he's that big of a deal. Ike, from the GameCube Wii era of Fire Emblem games, we didn't have much to represent that, so, like, I think it's a fair choice. Plus, he's great. In Subspace Emissary, like, coolest scene, fair. Robin's from Fire Emblem Awakening, the game that saved the franchise. I think it's a fair choice. Like, he should be in the game, and he's got a completely distinct moveset from everyone else. And Byleth is from the most popular game in the series, and what is basically the franchise's Breath of the Wild, so to speak. So, like, he deserves... I think Three Houses deserves an inclusion. Here's the thing. If, let's say they had never announced Corrin, I don't think people would be that bothered. I don't think people would have been mad about FE reps. Because Robin was announced, people were fine. They liked him, in fact. Roy was brought back, people were fine. Because it's like, yeah, he's from Melee. It's fair. It was only once we got Corrin that everybody changed and didn't like Fire Emblem reps. Now, I agree with you. I would like it if other franchises got other reps too. But I don't think that's Fire Emblem's fault. That's Smash's developers' fault, more than anything. And it's also a problem because, so like, okay, let's take Xenoblade, for example, as another thing. Every Xenoblade game, every Fire Emblem game, they have completely new casts. So it makes sense that they get new fighters when new games come out, because otherwise it's like, well, okay, like, you're not representing the franchise as well. But also, it's like, for Mario, for example, there's only so many characters you can pick from. At this point, again, we're getting down to Piranha Plant. You know, you can pick Waluigi or Geno, but these are starting to get really specific. Zelda, should have more characters. That's fucking really stupid the way that series has been handled. But I think the Smash developers are scared to pick one because they don't want to pick, like, Midna or Skull Kid or whatever because, like, oh, well, they're only in one game, which is like, okay, yes. They're only in one game. They're only in, like, well, not him. He's in one game. But, like, or he's in multiple. But it's like, there are several characters in Smash that are only in one game. That's fine. What's the problem? Simon's not in that many. Richter's, like, not in many. Like, that's never an issue. It just feels like Zelda gets treated really shittily. And it's like, what I think they should have done is just treated all of the franchises like they did FE. Because I don't, besides Corrin, as I said, I think it's fairly represented. I think it's other franchises that aren't being represented fairly. That's my thing with it. Let's see. I meant the trailer, not the character. Yeah, the trailer is really bad. It's just like, ugh. Honestly, I think they handled Violet really well. Yeah, I think they did a good, like, the character is really good for Three Houses, especially. I don't mind the amount of FE characters. I just get a bit annoyed that they're the only ones getting new characters, just because of the new game. Oh, yes, it's not FE's fault. It's entirely on Smash. No hate on Fire Emblem Wall at all. I'm glad you think that way. A lot of Smash fans don't. A lot of them get very mad about FE inclusion at all. They think it's just like, it's the franchise's fault that they get new characters in Smash. I was like, no, it's not. They just, that's how it went, unfortunately. I thought Skull Kid was in 3 games. Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and Twilight Princess. Okay, so kinda, but the ones in Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess are like, they're just the Skull Kid race. They're not the character Skull Kid necessarily. Fire Emblem is not the enemy here, people. Corrin is and will always be our true enemy. That's, yeah, it's Shapeless Productions. I'm glad he made that video, by the way, because, like, it's true. And it sucks that most people still don't agree with it, because, again, all of the other characters besides Corrin, I think are fair or good additions. It's just, they shouldn't have added him. And I don't even hate Fates, as I said. I just think it was a bad addition. Byleth always brings up a lot of debate. This is that one character that it's like, a lot of people hate him, and there's a good chunk of people who love him. And it's always, you gotta kind of tiptoe around him, but, like, I liked the character. I'm glad they're in. Badly timed trailer and bad trailer, though. So, that gets us out of Fighters Pass 1. Overall, I like the Fighters Pass. I think it was a lot of good choices. Even despite the way they ended, I still think Byleth is a good choice, too. It's just bad timing. So, that leads us into Fighters Pass 2. The weird-ass pass that has a lot of weird shit. And speaking of which, Min Min. I don't think anybody expected a fucking ARMS rep to actually get in as DLC. People thought they'd get into the base game, and everyone was sure it was Springman. And so when they announced, when they didn't do it, it's like, okay, well, ARMS is not getting a character, which I thought it was like, it should get a character. Like, why not? They got a unique moveset. And so they randomly were like, oh, by the way, we're adding an ARMS character. We're not telling you which one. And there were all these debates about which character it should be. And I right away, I'm like, it's Min Min. It's going to be Min Min. She won the party crash for ARMS. She's the most popular character in the game. It's going to be Min Min. And the thing is, I was right, but boy, most people took it pretty well. Boy, oh boy. Twin Tail fans. They did not react well to this at all. They were very mad about this inclusion. Which is weird because, like, Twin Tail doesn't use the arms. She uses her hair, so, like, doesn't even feel like a good representation of it. You know what I mean? So, this was the smartest choice from ARMS. And I also, I want to say this because this is a stream, so who cares? People said that this choice was racist because they didn't pick Twin Tail, which was like, what? How the fuck is it racist? They just picked Min Min. That's the most popular one. Anyways, trailer, pretty good. I liked this trailer. I think the animation style was really cool. Like, it was just a really fun style. The music was banging. And the way they incorporated most of the ARMS cast, where it's like, ooh, you get to see all of them going for the invite and shit. Like, that was just cool. Like, it was a fun trailer. For a character inclusion that was always going to be divisive, I think they did a good job. Like, this was a solid way to start the pass. And what really sucked is this is the start of a trend that I'm going to talk about when we get to Pyro and Mithra, because it started to get really bad with them. But I think this was a fun inclusion, and I don't think they could have picked a better ARMS character. So, I think B rank is pretty fair for them. So, yes, I did. I don't even know if I need to explain why this is S rank. This is fucking Steve from Minecraft. This Minecraft, like the biggest game of all time. This is like, already, Of all the characters, all of these characters, every single one on this list and otherwise, there is not a single one that is more well-known than this one. So let's be frank out the gate. This was one of my favorite childhood games. I loved Minecraft. I played it a lot as a kid. And as a kid, I remembered having this exact wish. I was like, man, it'd be so cool if they added Steve from Minecraft and Smash. And this was like back when Brawl was the newest Smash game. And I was thinking about how cool it would be, what they could do with him. It's like, oh, he could like build on the stage and he could like craft stuff. And the day this got announced, I tuned in, and by this point, after Incineroar kind of burned me, I was just along for the ride. I was just going to be happy with whoever they announced, and we got a really cool edition I liked, and another one I liked that no one else did. So I was good with whoever, so I expected something kind of lame. I loved this. This made my whole ass day when it was announced. I spent the rest of the day watching Minecraft parodies on YouTube and shit while I was at work. And I saw this at work. I was sitting there watching it live. And I had to suppress a scream so that no one else would hear me because I was that excited about this. Beyond anything else, this would have gotten an S rank. But beyond that as well, the trailer is great, okay? Funny as shit. Sonic punching Mario so hard he goes straight to Minecraft. The fucking real low-key way Steve just walks in. And then the splash screen goes up. And then fucking Mario dying from a creeper. Like, my favorite reveal of all of Smash Ultimate. And I'm gonna just spoil it now. My favorite reveal for the whole game. The whole series. Like, this meant more to me than pretty much any other character. And I am so glad they added him. And it's nice that finally after this, the Banjo fans and the Steve fans could stop arguing and just be glad that we both got our characters in. So S rank, easy. Like, so glad they got added. Let's see. Min Min was fun to play from what I remember. Yeah, I like Min Min. Like, they have a fun moveset. They're kind of bullshit, but they're fun. Honestly, I would have liked Twin Tail more, to be honest. That's fair. I get it. I just think people got way too mad about Min Min being included. Especially, again, calling Nintendo racist because they included Min Min and not Twin Tail. A little dumb. I'm gonna be honest. They add a new character. It's from ARMS. It's Min Min. Yeah, that was kind of how it was. If it had been Springman, I think most people would have been a little less thrilled. Because, no offense, but Springman's kind of a bad design. You know, at least that's my opinion. Steve Minecraft. God-tier choice for the Jebs. Easy. Like, best addition they could have added. And the funny thing is, when Steve was announced, a lot of people forget this. Like, people on Twitter, there were some really pissy older people, like 40-year-old men who played the NES growing up, like being like, well, Steve's a dumb addition. They shouldn't have added it. He's a waste of a slot. A waste of a slot. I don't know if they realize this, but Steve, for a lot of people, him meeting Mario, this was like the Mario meets Sonic for a lot of people. Steve is huge. Minecraft's huge, and anybody who acts like this doesn't deserve to be in is wrong. I don't care what they think. Like, absolutely one of the best. Steve Triller's comedy gold is funny too, yes, as you said. Like, it's just really funny. Too bad you can't import your own Minecraft skin. That'd be a sick addition. I would like that, but I think I know why they didn't do it, because people would make some kind of gross stuff, and I think it's probably for the best that they didn't. As Skywell said, it'd be too abusable if you could add custom skins. Like, yeah, it would have been a problem. Like, already they have to be careful with some of the Miis and stuff. Though you can still homebrew your Switch if you're manly enough. I guess you could do that, but it's a lot of work for that. So we back in the mine, got our pickaxe swinging from side to side. Sorry. Hey, Dual Stuff, what should I draw today? What should you draw? That's a question. Trying to think of like something like weirdly specific and kind of stupid. That it's just like nobody would ever ask for. Like just something oddly specific. Is that choice might be so too specific. Main character from Meme Run. Oh no, they don't have him. Okay. I could have you draw the Lost meme guy, but that's the. Let's see. I gotta think. You know, I'm gonna pick a not stupid edition. Shadow the Hedgehog. Draw Shadow the Hedgehog. The coolest Sonic character. Springman is already an assist trophy, though. That is true, but, like, I don't think there was really a rule against it. If they wanted to include Springman, they could have. Hello, Mama Luigi 9000 Turner. What's going on? Glad you could join the stream. I hope you're having a good day. There's also a message retracted, which I can't see. Monica dressed as Luigi. That would be pretty hot, but, you know, it might be too much for the world. Wait for a slot. What do these old bags want in Smash then? Frogger, Bubsy? What they want is just like other NES characters. Like they're like, well, who the fuck else is even left now I think about it? There was somebody that I remember people saying that wasn't in the game yet. But they're like, why didn't you add insert random NES character? You know what I mean? Yeah, I can make a moveset for that. Hey, what up? Air attacks and all. That... If you're talking about Shadow, then that's fair. I feel like he's got a lot of moveset potential in general. So let's continue ranking the characters. And we're down to our last 4. And this one, I feel like I can at least get a little bit of personal bias in, okay? Objectively speaking, if this was not a character you cared about or was not a game you cared about, I can understand why the trailer wouldn't be that exciting. But for me, I really liked this trailer. Here's the thing. I already love Xenoblade 2. Like, it's one of my favorite games of all time. I talked about this earlier in the stream. Like, it was one of those games that really resonated with me a lot, in a lot of different ways. And I was so unhappy that Rex got gypped, and I was dead sure we were never getting anything from Xenoblade 2, and that was it. And yet, we actually got them. And even better, if you are a fan of Xenoblade 2, that trailer is, like, fucking awesome. You get to see all of the major cast members, and they're all acting the way you'd expect them to. Like, Zeke's just looking like a fucking goofball. You know, Morag's, like, super serious. Like, Nia's, like, the one who even pushes him to do this. And I just love the fact that we even got these characters. And the fact that they didn't just pick Pyra, that we got Mithra as well, who I like a lot more personally. Both as a character and in Smash. And so it's like, this is purely a bias thing. I love their addition. And the thing about them... is this is where I noticed a trend with Smash announcement. It started with Min Min, but it's really hard here. These 2 characters got announced. And I remember the main thing, everyone's like, as long as it's not a Fire Emblem character, I'm going to like it. And these characters got announced, and there were a bunch of people who hated them. Because, oh, well, no. What I meant was no first-party characters. Because for some reason, we had gotten so many third-party characters that if a character was not a big, massive third-party character... the character's terrible. Bad addition to Smash. Doesn't matter. First-party characters suck. And it's like, that's so stupid to me. Like, bro, first-party characters should be in. They're from Nintendo. This is a Nintendo fighting game, first and foremost. So, that was really frustrating, but I'm so glad they got added in. Kazuya. Okay, so, this one's... How do I rank this one? Full disclosure, I don't care about Tekken, and I didn't even know who this character was before they were announced. So that doesn't help what I'm about to say. But Kazuya's trailer kind of bored me. The music in it is kind of lacking. The CG was really funny. I thought that was really cool, but like, I remember nothing outside of the CG from this trailer. I could not tell you a single thing about it. And as an addition, Kazuya felt kind of less interesting to me because it's like, we'd already gotten a fighting game rep with Terry. So I feel like he covered it way better, and he had way more of a distinct personality. And Kazuya just did not do much for me. And so it's like, I don't think this was a very good trailer. I'm not going to put it below, like, Isabelle, but I guess we got a trend going on here. Because Kazuya's pretty low on my tier list. And this is the only character that got announced for Smash that, like... Oh, I skipped Sephiroth. We'll talk about it in a second. The only character that I have not even played as once yet. Because I don't know, I wasn't that excited about the character. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Hey, what up? What's going on? Kareem, the first Dolphin Lord, how you doing? I didn't know the game, but these 2 girls, I know them very well. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm going to assume some things from that statement, you know. Pyra is better. That's fair if you like the design, but if you're going by character, Mithra is so good. She's got such a, just a really impactful story behind her. see, this is how you catch an audience. We didn't know if it was even Smash related, that all the announcements were so surprising and amazing. That's, like, I liked it when those were the case, when you didn't expect it. Because when you immediately knew it was Smash, it's like, oh, okay, let's just Smash. Kazuya was surprising, though. He was surprising. I did not expect him. I didn't care much. I'm sorry. Ms. Master 13, what's going on? I enjoy Tekken, so I was happy. That's fair. I know a lot of people were excited about it. Like, when you watch reactions to Tekken's trailer, it's really interesting because you can tell immediately who plays Tekken and who doesn't. Because whoever didn't, they just were like, oh, who's Kazuya? And if they did, they were super excited. Because, you know, a lot of people love Tekken. So I think he was a fair addition. Like, I just didn't resonate with it much myself. So that's kind of why he is where he is. Sephiroth S rank. This was just a wild announcement to me. Again, Game Awards announcement already puts it way above like what it would normally be just because of the venue being so crazy. But I just love the sheer terror that Sephiroth inspires immediately. It starts off and Galeem is about to fucking kill everyone. And in Ultimate, Galeem is super dangerous. And then it fucking gets cut in half. Everybody starts dying. And then the second you hear One Winged Angel, it's Sephiroth. You know it immediately. That theme is so synonymous with him. It was one of the craziest announcements in the game. I did not expect Sephiroth. I know in retrospect I should have, considering that certain guy over here didn't come with much music, and so it felt fitting that somebody would come in and actually have music with him. But this was absolutely one of the funnest reveals in the entire game. I can't believe I skipped him. I went right to Pyra and Mithra. But yeah, no, he's fucking... This was a fantastic trailer, and I'm really glad they added him. And it's like... I don't know. Bias for Final Fantasy VII as well, I guess. Because I like Sephiroth, and I like the game he's from, so... I guess that's part of it. Let's see. Honest, top C or below B for me, since the scene with Kazuya throwing off the characters makes it so good. That's fair. Like, it's really funny, you know. But, I don't know. The only thing I know about Tekken is there's a Panda and Noctis from Final Fantasy 15 was in there for some reason. Well, you know more about it than I do right now. I can't argue with that. I'm assuming you mean the Sephiroth getting in the high rank, which, yeah, it's, I think most people liked his addition. Still sad we didn't get Versus 13. Versus 13? I don't know what that is. I mean, it might be Final Fantasy Versus 13, but I have no idea. So, we're down to the final announcement for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. The big final announcement, and this was going to be a hard choice. I'm going to be real. Going into this, the community was so aggressive and toxic, and whoever they announced last, there was going to be some backlash, which this character did get some... But realistically, if they were going to pick one, or if there were two choices that I thought were fair picks of the final characters, one of them was Master Chief. And I think if they'd picked that would have been fucking crazy. I think for a final reveal, that would have been deserving. And the second pick would have been this one. Because Sora was a fucking crazy-ass addition. No one thought it could happen because this fucking Disney owns Sora and Kingdom Hearts. And... it was one of those things where it's like, it legitimately seemed like an impossible pick, and just like Smash always does, time and time again, impossible pick gets picked. So already, it's got to be at least a decent ranking. That being said, this is kind of weird because I like the trailer, but here's the thing. They kind of fucked it up in one kind of specific way, which is that we didn't get to see the gameplay part of the trailer until after he had already shown Sora's, like, full thing in the live stream. Which feels like it kind of ruins some of the impact for this announcement to me. Because it's like, why did you do it that way? You just ended it right after the splash screen. Like, you don't even get to see any of the cool stuff until at the end of, like, a 40-minute presentation. And that's why I can't, like, I would, if they had done it the first thing, it would have been probably guaranteed, like, one of the highest ranks. But personally speaking, because of that, the trailer feels a little less exciting to me. And so what I'm trying to decide is whether it should be an A or B ranking. Because, like, if I compare this to, say, like, the Mega Man reveal, where it's like, that feels like it nailed everything that a reveal needed to nail, it feels kind of weird to put this in the same rank. So what I'll do to make it easy, because I do think this was a fair choice, I'm going to put it at the bottom of A rank. Because I think that's a better place for it. It's not because of the character inclusion, it's because of how they handled the trailer. That's how I'm approaching it. And that is how I would rank all the Smash reveals. Besides maybe Incineroar, there's not a single character on this list that I actually don't like. In some way, even Corrin brought Fire Emblem Fates music, which I like that, and they had a pretty interesting moveset. So, you know, there's some positives. And every other character, I at least enjoy their inclusion from some sense. Whether that be Kazuya, I don't think much of the character, but Tekken should be in the game. Francis should be there. You know, I like Isabelle. You know, Little Mac's cool character, and it was a fantastic trailer. Ridley, one of the best announcements of the game. Like, I think all of these were at least something I enjoyed. But the ones in C rank and below are usually there for one reason or another. Whether that be because trailer wasn't that memorable to me, because they announced it after the character had already been seen in the game, because I don't really resonate with the character, because the trailer was boring, bad timing for a funny character, didn't get enough emphasis on the character itself, really weird timing, got announced late, and just a badly made trailer. But again, like, Byleth, I love them, love their additions. Like, this is pretty much how I would rank these characters. I don't think it's the best ranking, and I think some things, like not having Byleth at the bottom, for some people would be bad. Having Sora in A might bother some people instead of having an S, but I think so overall, it's not the worst ranking I could have done, but I have no idea. Let's see. Final Fantasy Versus 13 became Final Fantasy 15. Oh, okay, I didn't even know that. Sora, I did rank him. Whether you're okay with it or not is, well, we'll see. Galib, you can't defeat me. Mario, oh, I know. But he can. When Winged Angel intensifies Cloud Vietnam flashback. I feel so fucking bad for Cloud. Like, dude finally has a place where he can enjoy his time, and then the fucking... The cause of a lot of his issues and the fucking embodiment of a lot of really fucked up memories for him shows up. A poor dude. I'm watching Sora's reveal trailer right now, and it's making me tear up again. Well, that's fair. For people who really like Kingdom Hearts, I have to imagine, like, that was a much bigger deal than it was for me. I didn't see a problem with it. Same. To me, Incineroar deserved better. If you mean for the ranking, I'm sorry. I don't like the way they announced him, and I don't like the character that much either. What about the Sans Undertale trailer? Easy S rank. Doesn't even matter that it's barely a trailer, it only lasts like 15 seconds. That was the funniest fucking thing they did, and you know what? I know this was a meme, I genuinely wanted Sans in Smash. And so, it's pretty great that he's there. I don't know why they have this guy named, like, Migunner, or whatever, over his name, but... You know, like, you just click and you go down a little bit, and there's Sans. So, like, I'm glad he's in. I don't see a problem with Sora being an A rank. Well, I'm glad, because some people probably would. We all know that's God tier. Exactly. You know. Let's see. Where would you rank a Tails doll reveal? Probably an S rank, because that's such a fucking... That's such an out there reveal, inherently. Although, I may lower it or raise it, depending on what kind of moveset he's got, because if... Like, the problem is, like, are they taken from, like, the games? Because Tails doesn't do much. So they're taken from the comics? He does some stuff, but not much. Or they're taken from the creepypastas, which would be really rad. To translate one of my grandma's sayings, taste is like the butt, divided. Yep, pretty much. Like, a lot of people have completely different feelings on these characters. Though I was ranking Sora would be where you have Ridley. That's fair, although that means that Steve would technically be above Sora for you, which is really interesting. Let's see. Well, how do you think they should introduce a Libra Cat Pokemon? Okay, so I don't know if you were here for this. My problem is not necessarily... So, okay. They announced him as the last character in Ultimate. And here's the thing. We had gotten Inkling, Ridley, King K. Rool, and Simon Belmont. 4 of the biggest characters that have been announced for Smash in terms of fan base, and as you could probably tell by my ranking... Pretty big character announcements. Inkling or whatever. You know, all these characters, really big, obvious choices. And then inexplicably, they follow that up with Isabelle in the September Direct. And then the last fighter announced is a Pokemon character, which is, like, anybody who's thinking of a Smash roster, your first assumption is, yeah, they're gonna add a Pokemon character. So this is how they ended it. If they had announced this, where King K. Rool was, for example, in the August Direct, he probably would have been a little higher, because it's like, yeah, the trailer's fine. I wouldn't call it exciting or that interesting, but whatever. But also, Incineroar himself, not only do I not think he's the best Gen 7 pick, I don't even think he's the best Gen 7 starter pick. Firstly, I would have vastly preferred Mimikyu, because that would have been hilarious as far as Gen 7 goes. But even from the starters, Decidueye was a much more interesting pick to me, and he was the fan favorite, so Incineroar just felt really strange to me. It's just like, he's just Wrestler Cat, and we already had a big Fire-type, like, Final Evolution starter. So it's like, okay, well, I don't know, like, Ivysaur is in the game, I guess, but it doesn't really feel like he counts that much. That's my thing with Incineroar and why he's in D rank. So, that's what's going on. Will the stream be saved? I'll probably unlist it, but I'll put it in a playlist. I have like I think I have a playlist of streams from my memory. Here, let me go to YouTube real quick. And I'll just type in my channel. I know, well, actually I could just click it here. Let's see, live streams. So yeah, even though they're not publicly viewable anymore, all the live streams are still in here. And also for some reason, the Sephiroth reaction, not sure why that's in there, but move from live streams. The only one that isn't is Super Nasu, which I probably need to go add, but either way, I'm going to put it in here, so if you want to watch it, you can. It's just unlisted. So, don't worry about it. Let's see, for his neutral special, Tails Doll wields a gun. Yeah, that would be the perfect neutral special. Joker would be where Steve is, and Steve would be below Sora. I see. Well, I'm glad you have him in a high rank, at least, because, like, I think he deserves to be an S tier no matter what, personally. Tails Doll pulls out a gun. The problem is that might be too scary for people playing Smash, you know what I mean? Plant was peaked, to be honest. I think he's a funny addition. I think it was like one of the funniest announcements. I just think the timing was really bad. They should have announced it some other time because, man, having that right after a bunch of characters got deconfirmed kind of left a sour taste in my mouth. Hell yeah, Pyra Mithra S rank. Yeah, I freaking love Xenoblade 2, so they were going to be pretty high in general, but because I'm a fan of Xenoblade 2, their trailer, it, like, means a lot more, because it's, like, a bunch of fan service for Xenoblade 2 in general, so. Plus, I love the characters' inclusions in Smash in general. I think they handled them well, and I think they're really fun. Yeah, I just got here, and yeah, that makes sense. I'm a Decidueye fan, too. Okay, well, I'm glad that made sense, because, like, I am kind of harsh on Incineroar. I realize that he's not that big of a thing. It's just a... I feel like they should have done a different way of, like, a different order. Speaking of Pokemon, one thing I wish they'd do with the Pokemon Trainer was to have all the starters be final evolutions. I think that would be interesting, but Venusaur might be kind of tough, because, like, Venusaur, is, like, Ivysaur was already weird, but Venusaur is really big. He's kind of, like, wide, so it might be hard to make that a character. So I think that's probably why they didn't do that, but I don't know. Okay, since my mind is now on this, Pokepasta Smash presentation. Who do you pick? Pokepasta, if you're picking one. Okay. Man, that's an interesting question. Because there's a lot of different ones, but some of them wouldn't have a lot of moveset potential. If I can pick multiple characters, I hope I can pick multiple characters. So, on the cringe pasta side of it, I want to have BRVR from Pokemon Dead channel, and what is the other one? And Nurse Joy from the Nurse Joy creepypasta. On the other one, I'd say Glitched Red, I think, probably would make a solid one. What's another one? Because the problem is some of these don't have, like, a lot of the good stories don't have, like, a character you could put in, you know what I mean? And so that's what makes it kind of complicated. I'm trying to think of some others. I don't know if this counts, but Missing No. I would want him into. So those are my picks, if I was picking Pokemon creepypasta characters. What if Tails Doll pulled out a semi-auto shotgun? I feel like that'd be scary, but less scary than just it being a pistol, because, like, there's just something intimidating about him just having a regular pistol. Do your best or worst. I gave you some choices. I don't know how good they were, but, you know. If you want to scare Smash players, Tails Doll should pull a spray deodorant. Yeah, well, it should pull out that, and then 5 more character roster slots filled with Fire Emblem characters. They'll be screaming all the way home. You know? Dual stuff, aka Pyra and Mithra, if you know what I mean. Let's see. You said something. Hell yeah, Pyra, Mithra is fake. Oh, I mean, like... I actually might... I don't know if I get what you mean. I'm sorry. I guess I'm dense about it. Also, I think Giovanni as a Pokemon rep would have been cooler. Well, as a Pokemon rep, like an actual Pokemon rep, I'm not picking Nurse Joy. I'm talking about Pokemon creepypastas. So that's how it goes. Does Nurse Joy work like a reverse Kirby that makes you into a copy of herself? That's an interesting question. What it could be. So, if you manage to KO an opponent, and it's like, let's say there's a specific move you use with Nurse Joy. Like her down B has a lot of lead up and a lot of wind up. And if you kill someone with it, then they turn into another Nurse Joy, like a CPU-controlled one, and start fighting the other characters in the roster alongside you. That's one of her main mechanics, is like that gimmick. Nurse Joy takes care of the roster. Oh, she does, and she saves some blood for later, in case she gets thirsty. Yeah, so... Oh gosh, I remember the Nurse Joy creepypasta. It's really bad. It's really cringe, but... It's... I have an ironic love for it. Let's just put it like that. I think cool. Oh, making an innuendo. I thought that's what you might be doing, and like, yeah, I get it. Personally, I'm more of a Mithra guy, if you catch my drift. Not just character-wise, but like, I like Mithra for her moveset, of course. So, you know. To be honest, I think Missing though is overrated. Give us ZZAZ. I guess we could, but that's kind of why I picked Missing though, is because it's more well known, and they could include some of the other glitch Pokemon in it. I don't think it'd be that hard. I just think it'd be cool to include Missing though, even as like an actual character, because it's such a weird thing to do. And I'm kind of sad that they've never made Missing no canon or even like done anything with them. Because, like, I don't know, it'd be interesting if they made him an actual Pokemon. Why not? He's the glitch Pokemon. You know, I know we have a glitch Pokemon, but, like, he's an actual glitch Pokemon. He's been around long enough. I think he deserves some inclusion, you know? So, I don't know. Pyro and Mithra are a duo, and they got stuff. They sure do. You know, and I'd like to stuff Mithra with lots of, like, delicious food that I make, because she deserves a good meal. And also, she definitely can't cook it herself, so... Hypno lures in his opponents. Unknown King begins the feast. I actually don't know if I've seen the Unknown King one. I do know what you're talking about with Hypno, though. What about Tails Doll with an Uzi? I feel like it has to be a pistol, though. You know what I mean? Like a base pistol. By the way, they're playing one of the best tracks from Sonic Forces right now in the background. I don't care if I hate Sonic Forces. I will always... both ironically and unironically love Infinite. I'm glad the next future Smash character game came out today. Cough, Fire Emblem Engage. Are they going to add it from Engage, though? Because by the time the next Smash game comes out, like, we might have another Fire Emblem game. So, like, I don't know if they're going to pick Toothpaste Chan as the character. You know what I mean? Hey, yo. Hey, I'm just saying, you know, come on. You gotta, let's be real, okay? I think most people would, in regards to Mithra. Even people who haven't played the game, they would, because it's Mithra. Okay, like, come on, let's be real. What about the Tails Doll with 2 guns? Can we even handle 2 guns? You know, Tails Doll with a Glock or 2 Glocks. See what I'm talking about? Like, how are we gonna last? That might be too much. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just too much to process. So, I don't know. I don't know if I could do. I don't know if I could play Smash anymore if that happened. I don't know if I have any other rankings I'd want to do, because like I'm not really sure like what specifically I'd even rank at this point. Let's see. I can't rank all of these because I actually have not played all of them. But let's see if they got a good Sonic game ranking, just because like I don't know, fuck around. Unless they don't have it. Well, let's see. Sonic games. Wow. Okay, so I can't rank every game either because I haven't played it in a while or because I haven't played it flat out. Like Secret Rings or games, well, I've never played, so I have no idea if it's quality. But I'm going to rank some Sonic games, and then we'll talk about some YouTube stuff, because I want to talk about some YouTube stuff. Let's see. Personally, I love Morag. Morag is cool. I think they'd be a really cool person to hang around with, though. More like I don't think I'd be in a relationship with them, because they're a little too serious. That's the final smash. That's still so scary, though. I'm quite fond of the Welsh cat girl myself. Fair choice. Nia is a good choice. Here's the thing, okay? Any girl in Xenoblade 2, all good choices. There is no bad choice for any of them. Same goes for the guys, unless you pick Tora, but not because Tora is bad. I love Tora. He's a fuzzball. Do not pick him. So, all of them are good. Dead channel. It's just a TV. Dude, I guess, but like BRVR can exit the TV. It was at the end of Dead Channel, so like, you know, he can exit it. Also, I was the only one that thought in the Shulk trailer Metal Face was Eggman. I hadn't played Xenoblade at the point. Same. I'm really embarrassed to say that. Like, why the fuck would Eggman be there? You know what I mean? But, yeah, same. My main exposure to Sonic is Sonic.exe, so that will be a thing. Well, I'm sorry. That's not a good way to go. Unleash is like a high S or high A tier. Well, for you, but I gotta rank mine, so, you know, I gotta rank it. So, first, sure, can I modify this? Add a row above. Let's see. Best creation of all mankind. So there we go. So let's just get that one ranked real quick here. Sonic R. Now we can start the real ranking, of course. Because I don't know where else it would go. So I'm going to rank the ones I've actually played like within the last, let's say, 10 years or so. So there's a couple I'm going to have. And some of these I just straight, like, I haven't played fucking Spinball all the way. I've not played Mean Bean Machine. 3D Blast I don't think I've ever played. So Sonic 1. Kind of unpopular opinion. I don't think Sonic 1's that great. I like parts of it, but like there's like 2 or 3 levels of the entire game I actually enjoy, and the rest are kind of questionable. Like the second level feels out of place. The third level, I don't really. If that's the water one, I don't really like it. So Sonic 1, sorry, C rank. But to be fair, Sonic 2 is going up to B. Because it's Sonic 2. Like, it's just a really solid Genesis Sonic game. There's still a couple of stinkers in there. I'm not a big fan of Oil Ocean, for example, but I do quite like Sonic 2 for what I've played. And I'm just going to count Sonic 3 as a whole instead of Sonic and Knuckles separately, because it just seems weird to me. And we'll put it in A rank, because of the Genesis trilogy, I think it's the best one by far. It's kind of like, it's not my favorite 2D Sonic, as you'll find out, but, like, it is a good one. So, that's how I would rank the Genesis trilogy. Let's see. Has never played Xenoblade in my life. They're very good. If you're gonna play them, do not start with 2, I will say. It's got, or if you are going to, you need to look up some stuff online, because the tutorials in the game are horrible. But it's a fantastic series. Ab Imperator. I actually don't know what that means. Play it, it's so good. Yes, you definitely should. BRVR, broadcasts your defeat. That would be a good subtitle for it. That's quite a title. And obviously Sonic R is ranked above the rest. I mean, like, how could I not? It's Sonic R. It's peak. Mario and Sonic in the Olympics better be S+, or you'll be in big trouble, boy. You'll never see the light of day again. I might not be seeing the light of the day, but you might like the ranking still that I'm giving it. What the what is this? What is this song? Is this from freaking, give me a sec. Where are we? It's 204. Sonic Free Riders. Weird. Okay. I've never even heard this song, so I guess that's why. So, you say that like you're gonna throw him in the Pico Pit. Does he know what the Pico Pit is the question. Sonic CD? I'm gonna put it in C rank. Above Sonic 1. Because I understand what it's going for. I get it. But I'm not into what it's going for. It's not a bad game. It's just a very different kind of Sonic game, and it's not something I'm into. So, sadly, CD goes below it. That being said, Sonic Boom is one of the best tracks in the series. So there's that. Sonic Adventure S tier, baby. I don't care how much it's aged. It is one of the best Sonic games. I love it. I think it's really fun. I think it still holds up a lot better than people actually argue. It's really just the fucking cutscenes that are bad. But, like, the gameplay is still fun. I like most of the characters. And even for the two I'm not big on, Amy is barely even a mode. She's more of a story. She only has 3 levels. And then Big is big, okay? Like, I like to make a joke about how bad he is. But real talk, he's fine. I think he's a fun character, at least. This has one of my favorite stories in the series as well. And soundtrack-wise, one of the best. I do not know you could not... Even if you don't like Sonic Adventure, I don't know how you couldn't think its soundtrack is at least good. And speaking of S rank, above Sonic Adventure 1, we have Sonic Adventure 2, baby! Yeah, I love Adventure 2. And here's the funny thing. I have childhood nostalgia for this one. I don't for this one. I played this for the first time in 2019 as a full-grown ass adult. I love it. I think it has the best story in the franchise, flat out. I don't think it's got the most meaningful story, it's got good comedy moments, and it's got, like, an ending that hits really fucking hard for what it is. Like, and it takes itself way seriously in a way I love. I like the fact that when there's a serious scene, they're not making dumb jokes, they're not making cartoony jokes, they play it serious, and they really care. Beyond that, I love its gameplay. The only thing I don't like about how its game plays is, like, I don't like the, some of the treasure hunting stages, specifically Death Chamber, Mad Space, and there's, like, one more that it's not coming to mind right away. But all of them, even Security Hall. Everybody hates that stage. I love Security Hall. I think it's great. Sonic's gameplay, one of the best in the series in terms of, like, how they did the speed stages, and I love the mechs. I think people are really mean to them for no reason, because they're not Sonic gameplay, but they are really fun for what they're trying to do. Like, they're really interesting and enjoyable, and I love replaying those stages as well. The soundtrack is it's Adventure 2's soundtrack. What do you think I'm gonna say? It's, like, one of the best in the series. And Live and Learn as a final boss theme is already great. And you know what? When they did that Sonic Symphony a couple years ago, and they were doing all the tracks, you know what they ended on? They didn't end on Green Hill Zone. They didn't end on Reach for the Stars. They didn't end on something for Sonic 2. They ended on goddamn Live and Learn, and I fucking am so happy about it, okay? Like, one of the best in the series, and I adore it, okay? Probably should not have said, I probably should have said gosh damn, because I guess I meant it in a positive way, so I'm not, whatever. Anyways, S rank. Sonic Heroes. I might rank Sonic Gems Collection as well, but the problem is I have to put it in the best creation of all mankind because it has Sonic R. This is probably childhood nostalgia talking, but I gotta put it in A rank, personally. Heroes is one of those games that's really flawed. It's got a lot of problems with it, but I just kind of love what it's going for. I like the energy. The gameplay is a lot of fun as long as you play it the way you're supposed to instead of just playing as Sonic the whole time like everybody does. Like, you're supposed to play as the other characters at different times. It's the whole gameplay mechanic. And while the story is definitely goofy, it has some really cool moments, and the final boss fight is great. I love it. So Sonic Heroes gets an A for nostalgia alone, probably, but still. Let's see. There's a spoof on the Bambi PS2 copy pasta. It might have been. Anyways, I'd play Xenoblade if I had the funds for it also. I mean, if you ever get the funds, I'd highly recommend it. It's a really good really good game. The whole reference. Oh, okay. So you're talking about that. Yes, Sonic Adventure deserves S rank. It definitely does. It's one of the best in the franchise. And I thought the bad cutscenes add to the enjoyment, like the cutscenes of the old Resident Evil games. Kinda, but I'm gonna be honest, if they just remade the game with, like, an actual set of good cutscenes, I probably would never want to go back to the original game's story. So take that what you will. It's a great story with some kind of jank implementation of it. I can't think of a Sonic game with a bad soundtrack. Ah, haha, well, there is one, and oh baby, I don't know if it's on this list. Sonic Chronicles. You know what? Just to prove a point, Sonic Chronicles OST. So let's listen to one of the fantastic tracks from Sonic Chronicles. And I'm gonna turn the music up so you guys can hear it a little better, because I know that it's not, and I'll turn it back down after. So this, just listen to it. feeling that? Feeling the high quality? This is what the soundtrack is like for this game. This is what it sounds like for most of the game, is stuff like this. I do not want to listen to anymore. Here, let me turn down the music. Back down to that. Okay. Back to the tier maker. Let's see. Oh gosh, no, please don't. It's too late. I'm sorry. I already did it. This OST sure sounds like Sonic is having a stomach ache. That's a pretty good fit. It's either that or like a really intense headache. Not really much of anything going on. Crying emojis. Just kind of meh. Compare that to other Sonic tracks though. But it's not just kind of meh. It's horrible. It's really bad sounding. Game Boy has a better sound font. Almost anything has a better sound font. Sounds like Doom theme played on Atari 2600. I think you are not giving enough credit to the Atari 2600. If I'm going to be honest. I thought the music on Sonic Genesis was bad enough. At least Sonic Genesis is trying to remix tracks that are good at the core. So there's that. By the way, I've not played Sonic Riders. I know people love it. I've not played it. Shadow the Hedgehog. Man. I'm sorry. I love Shadow, but I hate his games so much. It's not fun at all. It's only, like, mildly amusing when you're, like, playing for neutral route, but, man, the game is fucking torture when you're trying to do anything else. And I hate Lost Impact so much that it's enough to get it in one of the lowest ranks. It was that bad. It's, like, this is one of those games that is such a mind-boggling case, too, because its story just completely ruined Shadow forever. After that, like, everybody, even though he had good appearances after this, especially one of them, everybody just looks at this game and is like, oh, he's just an edgy guy. Oh, he's just terrible. He's just like that in this game. He's not like that. He's a little edgy in Adventure 2, but he's not a bad person, and he's not like that. And I hate that this game kind of ruined the character's legacy. I'm never going to forgive it for that. It's not the worst game in the series, necessarily, in terms of how it plays. And I think there are some fun levels in it, but it's a mess. It's an absolute mess of a game. Why the heck is Unleashed in front of 06? Okay, so... this one's really hard. Because I know what most people would do. They just throw it here, but I can't. Because here's the thing. Sonic 06 is a mess. It's got a lot of problems. It's glitchy. It kind of controls wonky. But you know what? I kind of like parts of it too. Like, I love the level design. I think a lot of it's really good. In fact, because of Project 06, a lot of people are realizing that at core, it always had good level design. It was just not implemented well. I like the story. Discounting the elephant in the room, Shadow and Silver stories are really good. They have a lot of cool stuff. They have a lot of cool moments. The finale of the game is great. Freaking awesome finale. Like, music the whole way through the game is a bunch of bangers. One of my favorite soundtracks in the series. And you know what? Elise and Sonic is not even that big of a problem to me. I have been on the internet for a long time. I have seen so much stuff that Elise kissing Sonic, downright wholesome compared to some of the other stuff. And you know what? There must be something with Sonic, because not only do a lot of people in his series want to kiss him, but there's a lot of people in real life who want to kiss him. And those same people who want to kiss Sonic go after Elise. And it's like, bro, don't criticize what you want to do, you know what I mean? Plus, anybody who like, there are people who like Rouge the Bat, find her hot, and then you want to say it's weird, you're in the same level. Like, I don't even say it's wrong if you like Rouge the Bat, cool. But like, I can enjoy Sonic 06 on a personal level, even despite the fact that I know objectively it's not good. And so despite the fact that I know this is a bad idea, and I know this is going to go over poorly, I'm not putting it at the bottom, and in fact, I'm not even putting it below these two. I like parts of Sonic 06, which is more than I can say for certain games in the series, so there's that. Here's Photoshop, by the way, if you want to see the shitty thumbnail I made. Let's see. What if Sonic ate too much and threw up all over the future highway? Yeah, that's pretty much what the song was like. Pretty descriptive. Or whatever it's called. Sonic Riders is a banger. It probably is. I just never played it as a kid, so I have no idea. Yeah, at least the Atari 2600 had some heart in it. Pretty much, like, people who put music in Atari games, that is a lot of work. Like, that is not something that was easy to do. Well, it's midnight, so I'm gonna head to bed. Hope everyone has fun for the rest of the stream. Hope we'll be able to catch more in the future. Have a good night. If I stream again, it won't probably be on YouTube. It'll probably be on Twitch. This was more of a special occasion thing. I don't know. I thought Shadow was great in 06. His character, I mean, yeah, he is. I'm saying that Shadow the Hedgehog, the game, ruined his perception after that in the public's eye. They really thought Shadow's stoic and aloof nature was just cold steel, edgy coolness. I know, and I don't get it. He was never like that. I didn't put 06 where you put it, honestly. Nowadays, it's a little bit more liked than it used to be. If this was back in, like, 2010, and I had put this here, oh my gosh. I'd never hear the end of it. People would think it was the worst thing of all time. Good night. I don't know if you're heading out to Snake Garden, but if you are, good night. And if not, you're just saying good night to Skywolf, then glad you're still here. What if Toby Fox revealed the new DLC, Sans Sonic? I mean, that'd be pretty cool, but, like, I don't know if he would do that or not, you know? Sonic Unleashed. So this is an interesting one, because for a while people hated this game. And it only recently started to get more praise. And I have pretty much been saying the whole time, where the heck has everyone been? Because this game is pretty good. And I don't just mean the boost stages. I know everybody likes those, and they are good boost stages. They're probably one of the best in the franchise. But here's the thing about Sonic Unleashed. I like the Werehog stages, and in fact, I kind of like them better than the boost stages. And a lot of it's because I can enjoy Boost Sonic, but I don't enjoy it as much as, like, I enjoyed the Adventurer Heroes style where you could control it a lot more. But what I liked about Unleashed is that it had that boost stage to get the high-octane action. But you also got the really cool, like, you know, like, Werehog stages where the focus was different. There was regular platforming, and, like, the combat was really fun. So I like it a lot. And while I can't put it as high as some might want me to, it is an A rank, at least. I think it is at least deserving of that, because it's very good. Generations, I'm not sure if I should rank, because I did play it. I didn't beat it, though. So I'm not going to rank it. That's how that goes. Sonic 4, bad game. It's not a good Genesis-style game. It feels like it misses the entire point of what made those games good. And it feels like a game that was made to pander to people without even knowing what they were pandering to. This Sonic 4 goes for both episodes, I should say. Neither are good. Sonic and the Black Knight, meanwhile, another divisive opinion. A rank, or S rank. I don't care. People can be mad at me, think it's dumb. Sonic's got a sword, oh, how cringe. I don't care. Firstly, sword's cool. Sonic looks cool with the sword. Secondly, Black Knight is a blast. I love that game. I've always loved it. I think it's got really fun gameplay. It's some of the only motion control gameplay I've actually enjoyed, because the motion controls are just kind of there, but it's like the actual gameplay is really solid. Super underrated how it plays. And the story, one of the best in the series. In fact, like, it's up there with Adventure 1 and 2 to me, which the story, I'm gonna be honest, is like, that's a huge factor for me in Sonic. And so it's like, I know people don't like it. I know there's a lot of people who think it was really bad and it was criticized for years. I love it. I unironically love it. I get to have some bad opinions. Speaking of bad opinions, that one's gonna go over great, I'm sure. So here's the thing. Let me be clear about Sonic Colors before anybody gets too mad. Objectively speaking, game is fine. Objectively speaking, it's well designed. It's not glitchy. It is absolutely counter to almost everything I like about Sonic, though. Like, real talk, even Shadow the Hedgehog, despite it being a lower rank, I would probably rather play than Colors. Colors is one of those things where it's like, you start taking a real look at it, and it's like, it's baffling that people were obsessed with it as they were. The level design's not that great. It's very blocky, it's very questionable. Sonic control's horrible in 2D. He's really only fun in 3D for me, and the game is not in 3D. The boost stages are kind of iffy when it comes to boost stage design. In fact, I don't think they're really much better than Sonic Forces levels. And I will never be okay with how they handled the story in this game because it feels so specifically made to pander to the people that were cringing about the Sonic stories actually trying in these other games. And I hate this story. I think it's terrible. Like, there is nothing good in it. It's not funny. The jokes are just cringe in every way. And it is the game that changed the direction of the series. Unleashed was great. It had a simple story, but it was a story that could still resonate with you. Colors doesn't. Its gameplay's not that fun to me. I like the Wisps, I guess, but a lot of them don't feel that fun to use, especially the block one. Like, I just don't like Sonic Colors at a fundamental level. I've tried it a number of times. I've given it a bunch of chances. And every time I play it, I like it less than I did the last time. I am sorry. I know that people love Sonic Colors. I don't like it. Let's see. I'm not saying goodnight to Scott. Oh, you're saying, okay, that's fair. Yeah, plus the beautiful jazz in the Werehog stages. Dude. Oh, they're so good. It just sucks that every 3 seconds, it's just... I'd be lying if I said I didn't like the Werehog moments. I'm glad somebody else does, because I was always a fan of them, and nobody liked them, it felt like. 06 had so much potential. Probably could have been considered one of the better games in the series if it had a few more months of development. For real. Look at Project 06. Like, how good that game is. People love Project 06, so it's like, I really think if they finished it, we would not have ended up the way we did. What if you completed a Sonic game and a pop-up showed saying he did not play as Waluigi? I'd probably be pretty excited, because that's crazy. I just, like, sucker punch enemies with combos. That's fair. The combat's fun, like, as a whole. Black Knight has a great story and a surprisingly profound message at the end for a game about life. It's weird how, like, much that story resonates. You know, it really is one of those stories, every time I go through it, it really hits me. And it's like, I don't know, it just feels like Sonic. That is Sonic to me, as far as characters go. Yeah, and Sonic is goated with a sword. Exactly. Exactly. Colors with its short as heck stages and poor comedy that people, for some reason, compared to Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. It's a lot like Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, but honestly, Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog is at least, like, sometimes funny. You know? Colors on DS is a much better experience. Yeah, if I was ranking Colors DS, is that on here? I didn't even think about that. I don't see it. It'd definitely be higher. Colors DS shits all over the Wii version. It's not even, like, not even joking. The worlds and zones is something very interesting. It's just the writing that fumbles it. Yeah, oh, I love the setting of Colors. Like, the different theme parks are all great. The music, one of my favorite soundtracks in the series, actually. Funnily enough, like, a lot of the tracks are really good. There is something about Sonic Colors that frustrates me like very few other games do. Why does Sonic not have a sword in Smash? We need more characters with swords, SMH. I don't know. They should add more. That'd be really good, really important. Where's Lost? Okay, so this is Lost World Wii U. I didn't play 3DS. Where does this one go? That's a really good question. Like, so I like Lost World okay, but it's one of those games that's like, the story's bad, firstly. Let's get that out of the way. It's not as insulting as Colors, but it's not good. But, like, I like half the game a decent amount. I think it's really fun for some stages, and then the other half of the stages I don't like at all. And it's like, how do you rank a game like that? I guess the best place would maybe be C rank, because it's like, it's just such a weird game. It has a good soundtrack. I love the visuals. I hate the villains. I hate the story. I love the 3D stages. The 2D stages are questionable. Some of the gimmick stages are really fun. Some of them are terrible. Like, it is a game that feels like it has no idea what it wants to be and just jumps from thing to thing. And that's kind of the problem with it. So, I think top of C is maybe the best I could give it. I can't in good conscience put it below Colors, that's for sure. Because, like, I actually enjoy Lost World sometimes, but I don't know. Very strange game. I don't even know what the general consensus is on it in general. Do I need to explain why Sonic Boom is at the bottom of D? Like, if you've seen Sonic Boom, if you've played it, you know. So I think that's it. Let's wait on Forces for a second. Mania. It's probably around right here. It's a very well-designed game. And I have to kind of get past my biases to say that. Because for a long time, I kind of didn't like this game. Not because of the game, but because of how Genesis fans treated it. Because when this came out, everyone was like, oh, see, this is what Sonic should have always been. We shouldn't have been getting this or this or this. We should have been getting this. This is the only Sonic that we should have gotten. And it kind of made me mad at the game. But now that we've got Frontiers, and I feel like the series is kind of heading in a direction I'm a little bit more of a fan of, Mania is good. You know, it's a good game. I just would have liked it if the fan base was not the way the fan base is, I guess. And speaking of Sonic 2D, honestly, I think these all pretty much fit in the same place for me. That's a good question. I think probably like this. The advanced games, they're all really good. I think they're all solid. I think they're better than any of the Genesis games. I know that's not a popular opinion by some, but like I think these are super underrated. I think they deserve a lot more love, and I'm sad that Sega never re-releases them because they're super fun. The visuals are really good. The music's kind of iffy though, actually. Like, I guess it gets better as the series goes on. But Sonic Advance 1 soundtrack, I don't really care much for. But I think as a whole, the Sonic Advance games are just really underrated and deserve more love. And I've not played Rush Adventure, so I don't know. Did I like Rush as much as Advance? That's a good question. I don't think I liked it as much as Advance. I like Rush a lot, too. I think it's really fun. It's got a similar design philosophy to Advance, too. But the level design's weird. Well, actually, no. We'll put it there above Sonic Advance 2. Because Sonic Advance 2 has bad level design at times, and Rush kind of follows it sometimes, too. But for the most part, they're really fun games. So I think they, Oh, we got a fucking banging-ass track playing, by the way. This is Team Chaotix. Figured I'd mention it. So, with that being said, this game, so I really don't know where to put this one. On one hand, I probably like it better than Colors, but on the other hand, it feels like this game not only missed the point of it feels like it was trying to cater to three groups: Genesis fans, Adventure fans, and Boost fans, and it did none of those well. Its Boost gameplay sucks. It's like some of the worst in the series. And it's already not great there. Its story is really cringe. It's better than Colors. There are things I like about its story more than Colors, but it's got a lot of problems. Its classic Sonic gameplay and Avatar stages, as far as like adventure-esque other gameplay styles, are bad. The Avatar is probably the most fun style in the game for me, which is not really great to say. Classic Sonic feels horrible in this game. I don't know what they did to him, why he feels like that. I haven't played enough of Generations. And part of it's because of how Classic Sonic feels in this game. It makes me not want to play it. I have to hope he's better in that game because he feels so bad in this one. And it's like, this one is so weird because of that. I think it represents the worst of what Sonic is. But by the same token, I probably like it better than Colors. I don't think that's popular opinion, but like, these are not very far off of each other. What it comes down to, the reason why, is because A, it has a better story, and it feels like it tries a little harder at that story. And B, I don't know. That's kind of it. That's really the only thing that I like better in regards. The rest is all about equal quality to me. So, that pretty much covers the Sonic games. This is definitely a super weird ranking. I don't think most people would agree, but that's how it goes. Let's see. Sonic was at his most self in Black Knight since Adventure 2. After that, he felt so different, especially in Shadow. Pretty much. I don't think that, like, after Black Knight, he pretty much doesn't feel like his character until Frontiers again. At least to me. Lost World was so much fun on 3DS, excluding the special stages. I never played the 3DS version, so I have no idea. Sonic Boom, right? It's an alright projectile. There was keen on charge inputs. It's a different Sonic Boom. Mania is fine. That's fair. Like, I don't think it's a bad opinion to have. Hey, Chad, if they're going to do one more Sonic entering a story world, which one would it be? Like Sonic Journey to the West, Sonic and Grief Myths, Sonic Against Norse Gods? Honestly, I'd be game for whatever the fuck. As long as they write it like they did with Black Knight, like, they can do what they want with which story. I'm not sure on Frontiers. It's fun, but it's lacking something that Unleashed had that made it special. I guess I could rank... I'll talk about Sonic Frontiers once we're done. Sonic Advance had Cream. She is OP as frick. She is. She very much is. Oh, Team Chaotix theme. Yeah, dude, it's a banger. Speaking of Chaotix, they are cool, but their debut game was eh. Yeah, that's pretty much what I agree. Like, I love them as characters, but, like, Knuckles Chaotix doesn't look that great. Did you enjoy Forces for the OC? Yeah, you know what? Avatar. I'll put that in. That's another reason why I like it. The Avatar was cool. Sonic Frontiers, if I was going to rank it, it would either be high A or low S. The thing about Frontiers, I have some issues with it. I think the game is still kind of jank. I think that it's not a game that's going to be that fun to replay. The boost stages are funky in that game. I have fun with them, but they control really weird, and the 2D ones are horrible. Like, straight up horrible. But, like, the actual overworld gameplay is super fun. I had a blast with it. Just absolutely some of the most fun I've had with a Sonic game in a long time. I feel like the system's all interlocked well, and the characterization and story were a lot of fun. The bosses were great. I've missed those high-scale boss fights, and every boss in that game looked like it was a final boss, and that was awesome. So, like, it's pretty high in my Sonic ranking. Sonic Bible arc confirmed? That'd be interesting. I find it funny that Chaotix theme mentions brain damage, and just before Sonic Archie Comics rebooted, Charmy was trapped by Eggman and had his memory reverted back to a 6-year-old. That's really interesting. I did not know that. What a weird situation. So yeah, anybody who ranks these Sonic games, I should mention, they're probably going to rank them just completely differently than anybody else, because everybody's got different tastes. Let me check this real quick. 2 hours and 29 minutes. I did not realize it was going for that long. But that's kind of that. So I think I'm good with rankings right now. I think I'm chill. So I don't know. I guess we could talk about the YouTube stuff since people were talking about it earlier in the chat. I don't know if those people are still here, but I'll talk about them anyway. Let's see. Well, nah, it's gonna keep playing music, and the music's good, so we might as well keep it on. So yes, I'm finally back to doing duo stuff after a long hiatus, let's just say. And, things were kind of weird over the last couple of years with duo stuff. It's kind of like, I'd actually like to have my channel, like, open, if I could, because I feel like that would just be nice, so I could show, the videos themselves, because that's just fun. Why not? So, anyways, let's see. So, yes, duo stuff's been going for a while, and I actually privated a couple small videos, ones that nobody's gonna notice are missing anyways, because they weren't major. A lot of them were reaction videos. And I was doing retrospectives for a while. They were super fun. I'm kind of glad I'm back to doing something similar to that, because I miss being able to talk about things for a while. And people who like duo stuff always seem to like the era from Creepypasta Part 1, I'd say, until probably here. Maybe here, but not counting this one because people didn't seem to really care for Link to the Past. Okay. Anyways, so there's highlight. All right, maybe I shouldn't highlight these. And here's the thing about a lot of these. I kind of miss. Some people mention like, oh, they miss the old duo stuff style a little bit in terms of like what I was doing. What was really interesting is you could see influences of people's stuff on my videos, but they were very distinct in terms of tone. They were goofy, but like you could kind of tell I gave a shit a lot more about what I was talking about. And then what happened was, I never told people much about this, so I was just having a blast making whatever dumb shit I wanted to. It was like, video on Yandex Sugar Girls? Yeah, sounds great. Subspace Emissary? Let's have a blast. You know, Mario Party DS, so why not? I love Mario Party DS. And I kept doing that for a while, and I was just having fun with subjects. And then you start to notice something happen. Suddenly you go to low views, and this for some reason really fucked with me real bad. And I could not figure out what I was doing wrong, which I realized this way later what happened. The algorithm changed after, at around, like, this video's time, or the algorithm changed and didn't like short videos like this. or whatever, people suddenly didn't like this kind of shit where it's like 12 minutes long and really goofy and crazy editing. But for some reason, I thought that was the only appeal of my content, and so I started like editing way goofier shit. I started making videos on subjects that I thought people would like instead of stuff I wanted to make, not counting like this or this. These were subjects I wanted to do, and I kind of wanted to do this one. But, like, these especially, these videos, I was like, you can tell when you watch them that I was really trying to be a certain other YouTuber. And that YouTuber was Relax Alex. I grew up with his channel, like, in my teenage years, and I loved the shit out of him. I thought he made some of the best content of all time. Which, mentioning him, actually, boy, I don't know what the fuck's going on with him, because he took a break from YouTube, and now his channel looks like this, so that's a little scary. His videos are still up, but, don't know what this is. Popped up like a week ago. I hope he's doing okay. But, it's like, especially, I'm going back. So, the era where he was doing stuff from, like, here to especially these two videos were the things that made me go from liking the idea of making videos to wanting to make videos. Because these videos were so out there and so crazy and it like so interesting that I wanted to do stuff like that. And for some reason, I was so sure that the only way that anybody would ever like my videos was if it was like similar to someone else's. But the funny thing is, the stuff people liked about my videos, people liked the editing, I think. Like, some people liked it. But that was never, like, the main thing I think people liked. I think it was more just the energy with what I talked about. Because, like, this video, I didn't think anybody'd watch this. I was sure people would think this was a stupid video, a bad video. Because nobody liked the Subspace Emissary, it felt like, to me. And it was such a weird thing to make a whole video on. But I was so excited to make this video. You have no idea. One of my favorite videos I ever made. Same one for this, although I need to redo this video because this video is not that great anymore. But, like, I was having so much fun with all these dumb subjects I'd come up with. This one was super fun to make, too. I know people didn't really watch it, but, like, this was a blast. And I was just having so much fun. And it sucks that, like, for a while I was making stuff that I wasn't passionate about just to try to see if I could recapture people's attention. And, like, that's not to say I dislike these videos. This one was really fun to make. And I don't think I could have done this subject better. But, like, this video had great editing, and it's probably one of my least favorite videos I ever made, because I just didn't have anything to say about the game, and I feel like you can feel that in the video. At least that's how it feels to me. Yo, Duo, would you consider making a Discord? I don't have Twitter, and you're a cool guy to talk to, it looks like at least. I have a Discord, funnily enough. I have not used it in a while, and I'm gonna be completely honest, the reason why I haven't is because I'm scared to go back there because it's been a long time, and so every time I think about it, I'm like, I don't know. I don't think I wanna do that. By the way, so I'm deleting a comment, not because it's a comment that I would normally be derogatory. There's a certain thing in it I don't want to see. Not mad at you, uninspired name. It's just a certain thing. Just prefer it not be there. Sorry. So anyways, could be nice, but are you sure you want ice physics on your final boss? No idea. Oh, I gotta remove the other one too. Again, not doing this because there's just a certain thing in it that I don't like. It just is what it is. I remember them, Yon Echo Sugar Girls. I still hear screaming at random. It is an amazing series. I love it. So, I get it. I want to make a new video on it again because it's one of those things I really love. Amen. I don't know what the Amen was for specifically, so I have no idea. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. That Discord is a Silent Hill. That's the thing, is like, because I'm not active on it, it's like, it is silent, and it's just like, I don't know. If I ever make YouTube content, Relax Alex will be my inspiration. I'm guessing that was what the Amen was about. Yeah, he was a huge inspiration to me. I know he got into a controversy or whatever. I don't really care. I've read into the controversy. I know what happened. At the end of the day, I know who was actually at fault. But that's how it goes. Hey, Duo Stuff, what if you tried rewriting old creepypasta monster in your own way? I could do that, but I'm not... When it comes to writing, it'd have to be something I was really interested in. So, like, I don't know if I would do that. But I don't know. It could be interesting. Fun fact, I actually made a creepypasta-esque book. Like when I was in freaking elementary school. I wrote a book. And let's see, is this still on here? Yeah, it's still here. There you go. So I wrote this. This is my horrible book. And it is basically like if you took a cringy creepypasta from like the late 2000s and made it into an entire book. And here's the thing. It is absolutely one of the funniest fucking things that I've read once I revisited it. It's funny as shit. Hilarious. And it's also not supposed to be funny. I did not intend for it to be funny, but it's so badly written that it's just hilarious. I love it. So, I did make a creepypasta monster. It's just better off forgotten. Not Sugar Girls and Kanabo Shoujo in the same day? Nice. It is always a good day when you get both. You know, they go together like peanut butter and jelly. Yeah, it is what it feels like. I know the book you're talking about. Yeah, I think Troy mentioned that he mentioned it to you. I'm so sorry. You can just, like, make a new one. It doesn't have to be a big thing. Just, like, you're the kind of guy on the internet that I look to and go, yeah, that guy would be fun to just hang out with, you know? I guess I wouldn't be against it. I could post the link to the Discord at the end of the stream, I guess. I guess I could just jump in there and start talking to people. I don't know if there's anybody else that would want to talk in that Discord from here on. Because, like, I wouldn't mind being active in there. So, I don't know. Go meet Vet-sama. Oh, no. No. Vet-sama is too loud. Zam, you're an author? Kinda. Not a very good one, but I am an author. But also no pressure, of course. I'm just saying it. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. The stream will end probably sooner or later here, so that's fair. Now what I want to see. Oh my gosh. Nah, it was a pretty fun read. I'm sorry you had to put up with that, but I'm glad it was a fun read. Well, the funniest things come from the series of places. That is kind of why it works, because it's written in such an ironic sense that it's like it's hard not to think it's funny. But yeah, so anyways, back on the thing, because this stream has a purpose, because you might notice there's something kind of wonky with the thumbnails, which is the very garish fucking white thumbnail. So this video, I made this, and people really liked this video from my audience. Specifically, I should say my audience, they really liked it. And I had changed my style for this video specifically, because I really, you know, I wanted to do something a little bit more resonant, a little less goofy. And I still wanted to have some fun gags in it, but I wanted to be able to talk about a subject more. And so I made a video about Smash 64. And here's the thing that I didn't account for. So, Smash 64 has a competitive community. It's not a very big one, but it has a competitive community. About the size of, like, Smash 4 or Brawls. But this competitive community is very, let's just say, aggressive about critiques of their game. They did not like this video very much. Let's just put it that way. I got a lot of critiques. Some of them I think were fair, because I didn't know this about Smash 64, because doing research for this subject, I never came across this. But combo contests actually are a pretty popular and relevant thing for Smash 64. You know, like, these are big deals, and I'd never even heard of these. And I kind of wish I would have scripted the video a little differently. Because primarily what I was going off of was the tournaments that have been going on more recently. And their turnout has not been, like, the best. Although that's not bad for, like, views for stuff. But the actual turnout for stuff like this, like, recent Smash 64 stuff, is really not been good. So, I made a video, probably made a couple mistakes. And I think it's fair to acknowledge that. Like, I probably could have done a little better with research in that case. That's on me. But some of the criticism I got for this video was really stupid, too. Some people are very nostalgic for the game. They love the game. They grew up with it. And so things like saying, hey, the game feels clunky. They went, no, it doesn't. Because professional Smash players can play it and do crazy stuff. So, you know, Bubsy 3D speedrunners can do some pretty crazy shit with the game. They can do some wild stuff that, like, look at this shit you can see just in the thumbnail preview. Game controls like shit. Doesn't matter if professionals can do stuff with it. Because at the core, the game itself is still clunky to play. It's an N64 game. And my other criticisms weren't even that mean. But I'll admit, some of the stuff I said, maybe I should have done a little better research. But boy, YouTube started recommending this video, and it got a real divisive reaction from some people. Most people still seem to like it, to be fair. It wasn't even as divisive as, say, like, this video. Because, boy, this one got a fucking reaction, alright. But nah, most people still enjoyed this one. It had a positive like ratio, but it was not as positive as I liked. And I was getting such a weird flood of, like psychotic comments. Like, I don't mean just, like, people were a little mad. So there was this one guy who went to 100 different comments on this video. 100 different comments that all, like, said different things and started espousing how he disagreed with the video. For all these reasons. And one comment, two comment, maybe three replying to, I understand. But 100 comments. I think you got some bigger problems than a video that you don't like. You know what I mean? And I got a bunch of other ones. People called me some slurs. People called me fascist. That was a fun one. I had a lot of those kind of comments. People that, like, one guy I responded to, like, pretty normally. And then this other guy comes out of nowhere and replies, like, 5 or 6 times on the same comment. And then deletes a bunch of them, but still has 3 of them up. And it's like, I saw the notifications. I saw what he said. It's just like, what? Some of these people are really unstable. And so I'm going to be honest, half the reason this stream exists is because I privated this video for a couple days just because I wanted to ruin its momentum completely. Because I was sick of getting the comments. I just didn't want to see them. It's why everything on it's changed so that it doesn't get recommended anymore, hopefully. But this stream was also to make sure that when it popped up in people's feeds, they weren't like, bro, what the fuck? Why is this video in the feed again? I don't know if it worked or not, but either way, that's what's been going on. You know, just in case you were wondering what the deal was. Want me to link the Google Drive of the book? Go ahead if you want. Like, I'm not making any money off of it. You know, I'm always up to talk on anything in the Discord. All right, well, I'll link it in the chat at the end of it, and we can all do it. Yeah, man, planes aren't that hard to fly. Pilots do it all the time. Exactly. It's that kind of stuff. I'm surprised people even play the game. There are people. It's, again, besides the combo contest, there's not that many. And in fact, like, the views for, like, Smash 64 tournaments, on average, they're, like, whatever, freaking, like, a couple thousand. Smash 4 tournaments. Wow, wait a minute. Whoa, what is this? Smash 4 tournaments, that's Ultimate. The Smash 4 tournaments are doing better than the 64 tournaments, but this is the one everybody said is irrelevant. Kind of weird. So I'm going to be honest, I think part of it's denial, part of it's me, though. Part of it's my fault. I should have done better research. That's entirely on me. And I corrected it for the next script. I was going to cancel the Smash retrospective series, but I calmed down a little bit from there, so I'm gonna continue them. And I was like, what I was gonna do once I was done with them was I was gonna compile them all into one big video and release that. So when I go back, I'm gonna redo 64 a little bit, add some stuff to it, you know, and kind of change a little bit of the conclusion of the video, so that way I can account for the mistake, because I think that's a good thing to do. Even though Smash 64 fans sure don't deserve it with the way they acted, but yeah, it was very interesting, very fun, but I've gotten past it. It was just pretty dumb. Bubsy 3D, I mean, yeah, I figured that's what you were comparing it to. Like, Bubsy 3D is not played much, but there are speedrunners. Don't you just love getting called something extremely uncalled for just because you have a controversial opinion? It's the internet. People do not like it when you say things they disagree with. I found that out pretty well. This video wasn't as divisive. There's some people who didn't like it, but most people actually seem to understand or agree. This one, though, this is probably the most divisive thing I've ever made, besides one specific video I did on Duo Review years ago. And this one it's not as divisive, but it's definitely got some, let's just say, less than enthused individuals. So, it is what it is, you know? But, either way, so if it's in your feed for some reason or another, that's why, just so you know. Dare I say, even Melee feels weird to me as someone who started with Brawl. I love Melee. I started with Melee, but I think Melee is a little different because it feels weird, but it doesn't feel clunky. It's just a little bit odd. You have to get used to how it plays. But Melee's fucking awesome, both as a single-player game and as, like, a multiplayer game, a competitive game. Like, there's a lot to it. And And so it's like, I really love it. And I made sure in the next video, I talk about the competitive community. I even, like, talk about some of the history and stuff because I wanted to do a little better of a job after I found out about, like, the stuff I didn't do well with 64. But it is what it is. After that one, I probably won't be addressing the competitive community that much because I just don't think it's necessary because I love the games after that, so people aren't going to get mad at me. But, you know, people get mad at me for Smash 4's video because I actually like Smash 4, but that's its own thing because people hate it, I guess, for some reason. Brawl is quite fun. Shame DK has no good stage in it. Yeah, that's true. It's one of the nightmare realms. It and Icicle Mountain are like two of the worst stages when it comes to like scrolling stuff, and I can't believe they're in there. So yeah, I don't know. Smash is interesting. The fan base is kind of bad, and I kind of knew this, but I didn't expect it to be as bad as it was. You know what I mean? So, that's kind of how it goes. I addressed it in a comment at the top of the video, like the critiques of the video, but I'm not looking at comments for that video anymore. I'm done with it because no one's going to provide anything that's worth listening to at this point. I've heard any good critique the video would have, and so, either way, yeah, was not a good couple days. I was doing pretty shitty, yesterday especially, like, I'm gonna be real, I kind of considered just ditching the channel as a whole after that because I was that frustrated, but I calmed down and I realized, okay, who really gives a shit? The people who gave me fair critiques are normal. The rest I don't really need to care about because they're psychopaths, essentially. Why should I be listening to people who comment 100 times on a video or call me a slur? Which those comments are gone. I did actually go delete them because A, they didn't just call me a slur, they went after somebody else in the comments that liked the video, so I was not putting up with it. Wanted nothing to do with it. That person's banned from the channel for good. And the 100 comments person, they're banned too. So, you know, but it's just kind of like, I don't know, it was a whole thing. So, video's still up. You can watch it. I guess it's a bad video is what some people have said. So, just keep that in mind. It's a bad video. But I liked it. I thought it was fun. I think I could have done better research, but, you know, it's how it goes. You live and you learn. So, that was kind of mainly what I was going to talk about on the YouTube end. And, I know that most of my audience liked the video. I saw the reception. Everybody seemed to really enjoy it, so I'm not really too worried about that part of it. But that's just me. So, I don't know. Sorry for the weirdly strange kind of personal rant about this, because I haven't been able to talk about it with many people, because I've just kind of stayed silent for a bit, until I figured out definitively what I wanted to do. But I'm keeping it up. People can hate it, I guess, but I doubt many people that are playing Smash 64 are going to find a casual fans video on some game or whatever, because, you know, it's not, in fact, I removed all the tags and everything, too. I was just like, you know what, nah, not worth it. Nah, you're good. Well, thank you. I'm glad that it wasn't a big deal. But that's kind of its own thing. And so, I don't know. Whole event transpired, basically. Glad to hear you're feeling better now. Well, thank you. And I am. It's kind of like, I usually get affected by stuff, but this one, I'm going to be real, affected me in a way that other things didn't. Because I've had divisive videos. Again, the Zelda 1 video had some people mad, and I made a My Hero Academia video years ago. And that video, let me go find it. This one, I can see the dislikes too, by the way, because I have the little add-on that lets me see it. So, let's see where it's at. I skipped it, didn't I? This one. So, this got debunked in the manga, and I didn't know that. So, people were a little peeved about that part, which, fair point. I think people were maybe a little bit too mean. But I get it. This is the most divisive thing I think I've ever released in my life. And a lot of people saw it too, so, you know, that's how it goes sometimes. But, I don't know. For years I wouldn't even bring up dual review, but now I'm okay with bringing it up again, because it's like, you know. Oh, right, the one about One for All. Yeah, people did not like that one, which people liked most of my other theories, but, you know. Hey, Duo, hey, what was that Higurashi thumbnail? What was it? Let me see. Because I had a couple of them. And I liked all the Higurashi videos they did. Let's go look at it real quick. So we get a couple of them. We have, should be around, where is it? Oh, there's a Sadako one, which this one I think was about, like, child abuse stuff. So not very fun. And yeah, no, I think everything I said in there was pretty much true. Where the next one I think was this one, The Ultimate Horror, which this was more of a review than it was a theory. I was kind of talking about Higurashi and how I thought its horror was really well implemented. And I still think it is. I still think it was really well implemented. Honestly, this video, if I was doing anime stuff, this is one I'd redo, because I think I could have made my points even better. And then the only other Higurashi video I did was this one, which I talked about Hinamizawa syndrome. This video, in retrospect, kind of dumb, but also not. Like, there's a lot of aspects, but I don't think it was what I said it was. But also, this was like the 4th fucking anime theory I'd ever made. And this is when I barely had anybody watching, so like, I didn't even think people would see this. It's kind of like this video is a joke theory. Like, it was not meant to be taken seriously at all. It was a headcanon dumb thing that me and my friends had come up with, and I made a whole video out of it. And so it's like, that one's kind of divisive from my memory. Yeah, it's not like super, but there were some people who were mad about it. And it's like, it was a joke. Like, it was always the point. And boy, you go past these and you start finding some complete garbage. Anything past this is not worth your time ever. But yeah, I don't know. This was a fun channel for a time, and then I got out of anime and I didn't want to do it anymore. And so like, it's just kind of laid dormant, and I don't know if I'll ever go back to it, because it's just like, I don't know. I don't watch anime anymore. Hello, what's going on, Scrub Boy? How you doing? Hey, Duo. Hey, Duo, play the VN. Play the V. Oh, you mean the Higurashi visual novel? I have not played it because it's long. It's probably really good. I'm just lazy. Halo Scrubway. Oh, he's saying hello to him. What's going on here? Oh, we already did the ranking a couple hours ago, actually. So you kind of, I guess you kind of missed that. We're kind of just at the nearer to the end of the stream where we're just talking about stuff and having fun. I'm completely normal with this franchise. Just trust me. I might, okay? But I haven't even, like, technically I haven't even finished all the anime that exists, because they made the new one that looked like a remake and isn't. Like, I didn't watch that, so I would have to do that first before I'm doing any visual novels. Let's see. That Kinero Mosaic one makes complete sense. It's so dumb. It doesn't at all. It's just like, oh, what if she fell over in this one scene, and then for the rest of the series, she's just completely in fucking, like, in a coma or whatever. It was like the dumbest theory I ever made, and I love it. I remember the JoJo video you did. That one, here, let's talk about it in a second. The new one is awful. I've heard, but I watched through all the OVAs. There might be something of value in the new one. I would like to give it a chance, at least. As someone who was watching Mob Psycho 100 Season 1, you should give it a try. I have. In fact, if I remember correctly, one of the last videos released was how Season 2 was fantastic. So, you know, I definitely was a fan of the series. Let's see. Do not watch Gosoju. It's so good. Oh, you're talking about the Higurashi thing. I will watch it at some point. And as far as the JoJo video goes, this one, that was funny. I always forget I even did that. Where is it? It's somewhere over here. This one. So, like, I was gonna do the whole series, and then I found out, like, I'm not the hugest fan of JoJo. Like, I like it okay, but I definitely wasn't that excited about it. And, like, the scripts were all turning out kind of like, this is fun, but I'm not that into it. And, like, after a while, it's like, okay, well, this is gonna be really boring to watch if every one of these is like that. And then also, kind of canned it, because wasn't the best performer. As you can probably see, we don't need to actually see the videos. It's unimportant. So it got canned, because I technically did something not too dissimilar a while before. Oh, it's gone. Yeah, I forgot. My ReZero theory got copyright striked, and so I actually got rid of the other ReZero video so it wouldn't get another copyright strike. There's a couple videos that are gone because of those, actually. One of the Death Note videos I did in the first Death Note month, about the fake manga ending, that got copyright struck. The Tokyo Ghoul video I did, that got copyright struck. The 2 Haruhi videos I did, those got copyright struck. Technically, there's a couple videos that, like, this one got copyright claimed and is blocked in a lot of countries, but you can still watch it. So there's that, and this video is claimed, but they just take some of the money. They take all the money, so I don't care. They can take it if they want. There's the first video I did on the Death Note Netflix like trailer. That's gone now, so that's something. I think those were the only ones that got. Well, oh, and then my One Punch Man Season 2 video. I used some stuff from the manga, and because the people who made the manga were going around copyright striking videos, I got rid of the video because I was just not going to deal with it. So some of the back catalogs disappeared. There's literally nothing of value in going. You go into why. There's got to be something. There's going to be at least a couple things that are good. Come on. If people can think Ash went into a coma from Pikachu's Bolt of Lightning, then a girl fall into a coma. Like, okay, but like, it's Kinero Mosaic, okay? Wait, you watched the JoJo OVAs? Oh no, the Higurashi OVAs. I watched like the original show for JoJo. Because it requires knowledge of not only Higurashi, but the other visual novel by the author. Are you talking about Umineko? Because like, I am aware of what's going on with Umineko. As I said, I am completely normal with this franchise. Oh, I remember the ReZero theory. Yeah, that one actually I think ended up being, like, semi-correct is what I heard for a while, but I don't know if that stayed that way forever. But I don't even remember what it said in that video anymore, I'm gonna be honest. The later parts are really good. JoJo Part 1 is mid, to be honest. Like, that's the thing. I liked JoJo Part 2. I actually had a lot of fun with that one. But then I was watching Part 3, and I didn't have much to say about it. I thought it was just kind of fine. And it's like, that's the thing, is I didn't really, like... I don't know. It just didn't feel like it was good to make videos. Part 1 is fine, 2 is very conflicted, 3 is mid. Well, I liked Part 2. I have zero knowledge about anything anime, so I won't really have anything to say. That's fair. It is what it is. I used to do anime stuff, so it's like... there are some people in my fan base that still somehow found me from the other channel. The Code Geass theory was good, it's just that R3 movie disproves parts of it. I guess that's true. I didn't keep up with the movies, I'm gonna be honest. And the funny thing about that theory is, I didn't make that theory. I think I said it in the video, but like this was a fan theory, like a community theory that a lot of people had done. So I was just covering it. The same thing happened with this theory. This was just a common fan theory that I covered. I don't know why the frick so many people watched it. I thought nobody would care because I thought it was common knowledge, but apparently no. Most people didn't. But I am glad I made that because that resulted in like one of the craziest theories I ever made, which was this one, which was just like absolute balls to the wall nuts. It was super fun. Let's see. I'm gonna dip. I need some breakfast. That's fair. Have a good night or good morning, whatever time it is. Rip Madoka video. Well, I think they're all still up. Like they haven't gotten removed, so like you could watch them if you wanted to. And the one that was kind of partially blocked worldwide, it wasn't even a Madoka video. It was about something else. It was like a different anime that was coming out at the time. Which, funny thing, I was like the only person who talked about that anime, Mahou Shoujo Ikusei Keikaku or whatever. No one talked about it. Nobody cared about it. I was the only person who made a video on it, and then they blocked my video in a bunch of countries. And it's like, bruh, I was giving you like actual promotion. I remember the ReZero theory being that Satella's goal was to take over Amelia's body. I don't remember. I'm gonna be honest. Maybe it was. It had something to do with Satella and something about like. I think I said that it's like it's gonna be something like Satella is gonna look exactly like Amelia, and there's gonna be some stuff where it's like that's why he's in love with her so much, like why Subaru loved Amelia right at the gate is there's like some connection between that, but I cannot remember specifics anymore. Do not ask a man his salary, a woman her age, and a JoJo watcher who the main allies in Part 2 are. Oh my gosh. They're what allies? Part 4 is really good for people who didn't like JoJo Part 3. That's what I heard. I probably would have liked it, but I just couldn't get through Part 3. I just wasn't into it. And I think at this point, the ship has kind of sailed on my JoJo series. Something tells me that 5 years ago is a little too much to make the second part. I don't think anybody's going to watch that anymore. In fact, I don't think anybody would watch anything if I uploaded it to this channel, because I know these views look real great, but like, these videos they were not this popular when I was uploading. For some reason, the way content worked on this channel is it either wouldn't get recommended until like a month after I made a video, or it wouldn't get recommended until I took a break from YouTube, and then suddenly like certain videos would just do way better for no reason. Like this one wasn't really that popular when I first released it, and then like I took a break for a bit and it started getting really popular. And that happened for a lot of these theories. It was a weird channel. This fucking video. This is stupid. This is so stupid. So yeah, I don't know. I kind of would have liked if I didn't end the channel on this video, if I'd made like one more video so I could have ended on something that was decently edited. But I just lost all the energy for this, and I didn't want to do it anymore, so like I just left. You know, I covered the last couple major things people had really asked about, which was basically these 3 videos. Were the 3 main subjects that people would always ask me for. So I made them, and I was like, okay, you know what? This is probably an okay place to end the channel if I'm going to end it. And I never mentioned it for years after that. If you want views, just upload a video complaining about My Hero Academia ships. Nothing bad ever happens when people do that. No, I've had my fill of the My Hero Academia fan base. Let me be frank. Well, this video was received well, I think. Well, okay, I know why a lot of these came. It wasn't the video itself. People just didn't... I got a lot of follow over from my other My Hero Academia video where I made a big mistake. And so, you know, this one. And so this video, people watched that, got the other one recommended to them, and they were not happy about it. All things considered, though, yeah, Bakugo would have fucking died. There's no way. Literally, the kinds of explosions he was shooting out of himself, the strength of them would have killed him. He could not even... His entire body would have broke in an instant from one of them. So, it was a true theory as far as I'm concerned. Also, this one, funnily enough, this should have gotten deconfirmed. So, little behind the scenes thing that nobody knows about. So, I actually got contacted about these sets of videos, specifically these 2. This was fine. I got contacted not by Dan himself, but by somebody who was real close to DDLC's development. And so I know a couple things about not only DDLC, but the game that Dan was gonna make that he didn't. So a lot of people started releasing theories, and ones like mine that got a decent amount of attention, they started raising expectations for the next game way too much. And this was really fucking with Dan, apparently. And so I got contacted about it because they're like, hey, this isn't actually like what he was planning necessarily. Like, it's a really cool theory and it makes a lot of sense, but like Project Libitina was never really going to be connected to the DDLC at all. There was no connection besides that it was referenced in the game's code. And so that was originally the plan, and because of all the pressure, not just from me, but this is like Matt, Pat, everybody who made theories on it, because of all the pressure, we basically kind of fucked over the development of that game, and nobody knows this, and I feel really bad about it in retrospect. I was just trying to make a cool theory. I came up with these ideas. I thought they were really cool. I still love them. These are like probably my 2 favorite videos I did on this channel, with the stupid intro gags that I did that scared the shit out of people. Like, they were super fun. So, but it's like, it's really funny to, like, I got background knowledge because of it. Let's see. Oh, I remember the Death Note musical video. That one was fun. I had a good time making it. Anime theory. What if Izuku Midoriya was Sans Undertale? That'd be hard to connect. I'd have to think about how to do that. I think Bakugo did end up dying in the manga, probably, but I don't know. My Hero Academia fandom scares me. Doesn't he have bomb stuff proof quirks? So here's the thing. Yes and no. It's not necessarily, hey, he could take the amount of force that his explosions would have on his bone structure, because the amount of force coming from that would just kill anyone. Like, there's literally no way he could do it. How about you talk about the Super Mario Bros. Super Show? I love the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, actually. I grew up with it. It was one of my favorite, like, things related to Mario. Like, I don't know why it wasn't that great, and I didn't watch it when it's coming out. Obviously, this was years later. But I just thought it was cool. It was like Mario shows, you know? It was really neat, you know? Only knows about My Hero Academia by cultural osmosis. Probably better to keep it that way. I'm also surprised nobody's commented on the other videos nearby here. That one. Or the other great video that I made. And people really watched it. I don't know why. People always jokingly asked me for it, and I was like, you know what? Okay. I got my friend Troy to send me a censored version that had none of the naughty scenes, and I made a theory on it. And the funny thing is, like, It's possible that the naughty scenes disprove it. I'm never going to know because I'm never going to watch them. So I've only ever watched the in-between scenes, and I had to make a whole theory out of like 5 minutes of show. It was unique. I do not see it. I do not see them. You did. I know you did. What if Sans Undertale is a future vision of Ness from Earthbound? Oh man, that'd be a wild theory. I wonder if somebody would come up with it. Boku no Pico. What do you mean? I don't see anything wrong with those videos. Troy, what do you mean you don't see anything wrong with these videos? You know, you had to freaking cut it out for me. You were the one who had to do it yourself. You know. I saw it and I was bored. If you're talking about Boku no Pico, it's probably... I don't know. So, either way, it's something. So, I don't know. Reliving a lot of these weird memories is like, yeah, I used to just make these, huh? Like, these were like videos I made. I don't even remember doing half of them, but some of them I still like. Namely the DDLC ones, they're still my favorites, especially this one. Like, real talk, if I do DDLC, if I do a video on it, I'm going to be talking about some of the stuff I did in this one, because it was really interesting. What the fuck what are these in here? What the fuck is this supposed to be? What does this have anything to do with? Like, I understand what this is, because this was, like, the joke intro I made. And this was that thing where, like... Actually, what was this? That's not a bad edit for, like, duo review era. Like, that's kind of cool looking. Like, whatever I was doing there, that's neat. Troy, SMH, Picard, Facepalm. He's the hero for doing it. I would have never gotten to make those videos if it wasn't for Troy. So you should be praising him, if anything. You know? But I also remember, give me a sec. I forget. I'm not gonna watch the whole video. There's just a part I want to see. Clearly I watched some of it recently. I don't like that shot. Where Isaiah said something in here. I think he did something in here. What is this? Why did I put this in the video? Anyways, shoot, I don't even want to fucking listen. Wait, what? No, I can't listen to my audio anymore. It sounds really bad. I swear Isaiah had a part in this video. My friend Isaiah, who, like, said something. I had him recap the story, and it was just really stupid how he did it. It was great. Oh, it's right there. Okay. I apologize for young duo voice, by the way, for anybody who hears that. But I want to play this.
Now we get to the infamous...
Oh, no! Why did I talk over this? It was somewhere else in the video, so I clearly showed it. But where the heck is it? Okay, what I'm going to do... Well, we're going to talk, and while I'm talking, I'm going to play through the video at 2 times speed on completely silent, so I don't have to hear my voice, because I hate listening to it. So, hey guys, wow, look at this funny anime. Ooh, is this funny? Who knows what it is? Let's see. I'm surprised you weren't into Danganronpa as a franchise. Maybe you are, but I didn't see it. Actually, fun fact, I am. If you watch the Nyanaka Sugar Girls video, I show a picture of Monokuma for a reason, because I'm a big fan of the Danganronpa series. I guess I don't feel like it's your thing, or you've seen the anime before at least. Oh, okay. Whoa. I have seen the anime too, but I don't know. The game's better. I'm gonna be honest. Like, the anime's not horrible, but it wasn't like great.
This is what happens at Boku no Pico. There's Pico. There's not Pico. And they do a thing.
Yeah, you should understand it.
That was the whole plot. That's how I had him recap the plot. I didn't want to have anything else. Also, I linked to his video, and I said I would. And so because of that...
My cat.
This video has... What is it? 13,000 views now because of my video, and all of them are just like, I'm so glad this cat is here while I try to recover from the trauma Boku no Pico gave me, which is already funny enough. But then, like, let's see. I want to find one that's like perfect videos don't exist. I was linked this from it gives me life. I want to see if there's, and then fucking somebody made an account called Pico and started freaking responding to people in his video just to torment people more. It's unfortunate. Probably best you didn't. It's not very good at all. Well, I like Danganronpa, but fair point. Yeah, you should be glad. You know. Oh boy, those animes, they're sure something. I think it's the beginning of your Pico vid or another vid. I did find it, so I got the Monokuma Funko Pop. And the Danganronpa 1 anime is like the Cliff Notes version of the game. Yeah, pretty much. I'm sad that's how I first got introduced to the series, but I played the games after. The anime is bad, and Danganronpa 3 is only saved by like Great Gozu and Kazuo Tengen existing. You know what? I need to finish 3. I never actually like not. No, oh no, I finished the anime 3. You know what? I don't know if this is one of the things you're mentioning, but the opening to Danganronpa 3 Despair Arc, really good. Really, really good. I was watching a stream play Danganronpa 3 and was traumatized by the first death. I don't want to spoil it. I know who it is, but I'm not going to say it. It's a really cool reveal, and it sucks if you get spoiled. You know what? While we're doing this, because I have a captive audience, kind of a captive audience that could click off, but a captive audience nonetheless. I want to show what was like my favorite stupid little gag that I did in videos on Duo Review. So like I always had an intro, and this was like the anime theory intro, and I decided to fuck with people, and I loved what I did. This is Spanish, by the way. Nobody said anything. I should probably be careful with the headphones. Just warning, headphones, be careful. I'm sorry. I know it's not that funny, but I thought it was the funniest shit in the world. And all the people who got jump scared by this shit was like the funniest thing to me. But either way, like one of my favorite things I did on that Danganronpa 3 was Rumiko was a jerk. Yep, pretty much. I don't even remember the future arc that much, so I don't know. Okay, so there's a video by one of my favorite YouTubers about Danganronpa 3, and it just made Kazuo Tengan a like mimetic figure in a group I'm in when I show them. That's fair. I understand it. That is so funny. I'm glad. It is pretty funny. Well, I'm glad people like it because it was like to me. This was like the peak of what I did. And I did this for all 3 videos, and people would still get surprised by it, even by the third one, because the third one especially like has a long time before it does it. But I don't know. This was like a hard edit for the time, keying out one guy and then like pasting my face on some stuff. This was like difficult for me. Nowadays I could do this in like 5 minutes, but like at the time this actually probably took me like 30 minutes to do or more. So, you know, there's that. So, I don't know. Let's see. Was there anything else? I have to find it through my subscriber thing because I can't find him by a search. I'm going to go back to his channel. We'll go play 1 or 2 of his high quality videos. If I can find him in this list. Okay. Let's go. You know, I should be... Well, you know, who cares?
Ooh, it's my favorite anime. Woo!
Isaiah would just make these videos randomly. And, like, his channel's not super well known, obviously, but this is, like, a running thing where one of us would be like, Isaiah, go make a video on whatever, and he would just make something really weird. Some specific thing. This one, we told him to make it, he made it at, like, 2 in the morning or whatever, super early.
The most important meal of the day. Serving it up. Gary's way. Pop.
It's like he's just dead tired when he made it. And it's like, I don't know. Also, he had a gimmick where, like, let me see. He had a... Let me go find one of them. Because he was doing a thing every year for, like, April Fool's for a while. But I gotta actually find it. Every year he'd say, like, a Pokemon Let's Play or something. And it'd just be like... Well, if it would load, it'd be great. 10-second video.
Hello, welcome to my Pokemon Let's Play. Just kiss Fire Emblem.
He did this every year, and it's the same joke with every new Fire Emblem game. He just did it every time. I don't know why. It was just a thing. Also, his Minecraft Let's Play was really good.
Hello, welcome to Minecraft Let's Play. You say you play Minecraft. You did this block?
There you go. The beautiful Let's Play. Am I right, guys? We watched the whole thing here, right on stream, too. Yeah. Let's see. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know why I'm even showing this stuff. It probably just makes no sense to any of you. But I figured I'd share something kind of obscure. Let's see. If we're gonna end the stream, because I'm probably gonna end it in a couple minutes here, let's end it on a banger. You know, I feel like what's the point if we don't end it on a solid one? Let's quiet it down. Yeah. So I'm playing the opening to the greatest anime of all time. You know, because I figure that's a good way to end. To be fair, not wrong. That's true. Better than my hardcore series. Troy, your hardcore series is great though. Like you got 2 episodes in, and then died. It was a masterpiece. Yes, I'm glad to see we got some Yannick Sugar Girls fans. You know, it is the peak anime. There is nothing better. You know, maybe that's why I stopped making duo review videos. You know, I watched it, and it's like, well, how can I can't go back to any other anime. You know. So, I unironically like this song. Like, it's super catchy. You know, you're not an ordinary fella. It's freaking... I love the fact that they included the DDR guy in it. Like, what a perfect way to do the intro. Oh, man. So, I don't know, freaking... Either way, that's some of my beloved... Oh my gosh. Freaking... Let me see if I can replicate it. How would I do that?
What seems to be the problem?
There you go. There's Vetsama. Also the Squirrel episode. Squirrel-chan caused a 1.5 long screaming fit with Raku, and it was absolutely divine. You know, so. I don't know. Again, I need to redo that video, because, like, I think I could do a better job on it, and I know nobody really, like, I don't even know if anybody will watch a redo of it, but I'd like to do a redo of it, because it would be good, you know? Also, I guess while we're doing this, let's go to Discord real quick. Shoot, let's see, invite people. I'm gonna make sure I have the link because I'm gonna be ending in a minute here, and I want to make sure that people asked for it get it. I will say though, I'm definitely not gonna be talking tonight until like around 2 or 3 in the morning because I gotta go to sleep soon. So that's that. Where's oh. Go to this. So I got it open. Oh, well, he did it himself, I guess. But I'm gonna link it anyways, just because. Let's see, 100 combo. Let's see, it's the Squirrel episode. Oh yeah, I think I saw that. Remember when Betsama's VA fell off her chair in that part? I can't believe they left it in. I'd watch it. Well, okay, then I'll make it. Like, I'm game to do it. I'd love to do Yannick Sugar Girls again, because I think I could do that video a lot better now, like with an actual main point. Poggers. I'm glad there's some interest at least. So, I think I'm gonna start wrapping up here, though. Any final thoughts, people in the chat? Any last things you want to mention before I head out? Because once I see those, I am gonna end the stream because I'm hungry. I actually didn't eat lunch, so like I guess I haven't eaten in about 12 hours, so I probably need to eat something. So, you know, link for the book. Yeah, if you want to read my shitty creepypasta book, it's in there for free. You don't need to pay for it on Amazon, at least stupid. So I don't know. Tails doll sweep. He sweeps in any competition he's in. Bye. See you later, CL9. Alright, well, I don't know if anybody else is going to pose any specific thoughts, so I'll start saying goodbye real quick to people that have been in the stream for the last chunk of time. Because I know we've had some people leave. So, I know Scrubway's still here, but see you later, Scrubway. See you later. Uninspired name. See, Bomps. However you pronounce that. Troy, who obviously is my friend, so talk to him. And Random Geek, who I talk to sometimes as well. And Carl Dude 2001. I didn't even remember you're still in the stream, so glad that you're here. You won't forget the most important thing, right? I don't know if you mean the most important thing is in the things that me and you talk about, or the most important thing in terms of, like, something I just completely forgot. But if it's what you're talking about, I guess I can bring it up, because most people are probably leaving now, so it's not going to be as bad. So, shit, I don't even want to say it out loud. Shit. Me and Troy have this ongoing thing when we talk, or there's always a subject we bring up every time, no matter how forced it is. I'm sorry, Seraphim. I'm sorry you showed up right at the end. We've been streaming for a couple hours. Like, I gotta go to bed. I'm tired. I gotta eat, too, because I haven't eaten in 12 hours. So, like, I'm getting hungry. So, yeah, me and Troy, every time we have to bring up Monica's thighs. Don't ask me why, but you know what? To be fair, they are pretty good. Like, as far as thighs go, 10 out of 10, perfection. So, it is the end. It is indeed Random Geek. Also, I'm sorry, Seraphim. That's the first thing you heard from the stream. Please don't think the whole stream was like that. This is an exception because somebody mentioned it. Nice. So that is what you wanted. So, no worries. Take care of yourself, Duo. Thanks, and I hope you have a good night. See you later. And I guess with that, I guess she got a Sonnet level good. Oh my gosh. I just feel so weird because it's like, that's how I'm ending the stream. Monica's thighs. That's it. I guess that's the note we're ending on. So, yeah. Have a good day. Have a good night. And I hope you get to see some good thighs in your life. And I'll talk to you guys later.